Hey everybody, welcome to PlayStation's first Fight Nights Invitational for Brawlhalla. My name is Skiff, with me is Polymonto. Poly, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling super good, Skiff. We are gonna jump in to some really high quality Brawlhalla gameplay, and we're gonna have a really good time while doing it. I mean, how can you not be doing good? We're about to watch a Brawlhalla tournament. We have a lot of super good and fun gameplay in front of us, and I can't wait to join you guys on this journey.
Yeah, it should definitely be a pretty solid one. So we'll definitely see how it all plays out here. But also, just kind of give a quick shout out here. If you do happen to miss any of the action, you're watching the VOD here, you can always check out the youtube.com/PlayStation Esports to check out for any VODs. Honestly, not just this game, but we had Dragon Ball Fighters the other day as well. So you can check everything out there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go check that out.
I was told there might also be some other extra pieces of content, maybe some guides, maybe that sort of thing for a couple of games. If you're into that, definitely something you want to check out. And we are going to take a quick look at the format for this tournament. We are going to be having a open qualifier into top 8, and the top 8 is what we're seeing today. It's going to be a double elimination tournament, which means that you have to lose twice to be completely knocked out of the tournament. And even the players that have lost once are still able to redeem themselves and get that #1 title.
Yeah, and everything's going to be best of 3 until we get to those last 3 matches, the finals matches, actually. So that's going to be your winners finals, your losers finals, and your grand finals. That's all going to be best of 5. So we'll definitely see how that plays out. But we'll definitely take a look at what they're fighting for as we take a look at the prize pool here. First place getting $200 dues to take home for their troubles. Second place not too far behind, but that grand finals match essentially becomes a $50 money match.
On third place, we have $100. So on fourth place, we have $50. But I'm going to be completely honest, all I'm seeing here is Blue Mammoth coin Skiff. This is going to be a lot of Brawlhalla skins if you do manage to turn this into a top 4 finish.
You know what's crazy? I still have so many Brawlhalla skins codes, all those meta dev stuff. I still have some that I've never redeemed. I gotta get on Twitter and make sure I kind of hand those out at some point. But let's also take a look at the bracket here so we can see who is actually playing here. Now, as we see at the very top, we do have a bye for 2 players here, New Zomber and Mr. Boy. So they're going to be having a bye. They're going to be looking to take on their opponents. The first match we see from the top is God is King versus Appraise. The winner of that will take on New Zomber. And then we got Issa and Monkey D James 7. Winner of that will take on Mr. Boy. How are you feeling about the competition that we're seeing today, Polly?
So I personally have not seen a lot of these players compete in action, but I did do just a little bit of background research, and we're seeing players, ranging from around 2,000 elo to 2,400 elo. So we're definitely not talking about rookies here.
Right.
Might not be, the best of the best in the scene, but this is definitely still high gameplay. This is top 1%, top 0.1% gameplay that we're going to be seeing tonight, and I mean, I'm all here for it.
Absolutely. And I mean, we do see, though, from God is King, from what they have put into some of their bio here, is that they beat the #1 power ranked player in the game. Now, we don't know who that is because they don't quite mention it. As we joked about it before, that could be Acno, that could be Sandstorm, that could be quite a few different players here.
So, Luna, it could be maybe they were power ranked 1 in 2v2. It could be like, I don't know, Cody Travis. Maybe it wasn't a tournament. It could have been experimental. Maybe he was at his house at a party one time and they just happened to sit down at have a little bit of a couch game. You never know. But the important part is he did beat them at some point, and I mean that is a feat. I mean,
it also doesn't even mention that
he doesn't have to clarify.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to clarify or explain, because just the fact that he beat them, that's impressive enough.
I mean, it doesn't even say they beat them in Brawlhalla, if we really want to look into it. So, who knows? Maybe it's some rock,
it could have been anything.
All right, but as we get into our first match here... Oh, wait, sorry. Excuse me. Let me pump the brakes just a little bit. Want to give a quick little shout-out here. You can sign up and get involved at compete.playstation.com. If you want to get in on the action, if you want to find a way to look at the bracket, hell, even just kind of see what players are really showing up today. That's a place where you can check that out. But also, we want to make sure you check out the Discord as well. There should be a QR code right there. You can join the PlayStation Tournaments Community Discord to find regular updates on esports events, articles, video games, and meet with others to improve your game. You got the link right there in the QR code at the bottom. I'm trying to stall for a little bit of time so you can get that extra time to get the QR code, because we know those things can be a little bit tricky to get your phone open and take a photo of. But without any further ado, Polly, I think we're going to be getting into our first match.
And it looks like that is going to be Issa going up against Monkey D. James. And as you mentioned very previously before, actually you did not mention this, something very funny. So we have some, we sent out some forms to the players and we have some information about them. Monkey D. James says that his main is random. So we have an all-arounder here. And I think it would be really, I always make the joke, because you can't pick random in a tournament. In a tournament room, that this guy is just going to go to spinninthewheel.com every single time he selects his ledger. Like, what does it mean to be a random main skiff? I don't really know, but we don't really know what to expect, and that just makes it all the more exciting. Issa, on the other hand, is an all-around Axe player, which, as an Axe player myself, I am very, very excited to see, and I'm definitely going to be digging into that Axe gameplay to see what's really going on.
Yeah, I mean, Axe is a very strong weapon. Obviously, a lot of it's going to be setting up those Sares to try and close out some of these stocks. So we'll definitely see if Issa can find a way to really make that work and bang out those hits. It looks like they're going to be hailing from Texas here. And again, a lot of our players are very young, all of them teenagers, except for God is King, who we'll see later. Definitely trending on the older side of esports here. But hey, man, as long as you think you've got it, you can compete. As we see, though, we're going to be getting into Issa versus Monkey D. James in just a moment.
It's going to be a very exciting match. I can very quickly try and see if we can find the ELO ratings for these players. I know that ELO, ELO is an indicator at best. It's not really that accurate, but I do think it would be interesting to see. I can see Issa here is peaked this season 2100. Whereas Monkey D. James, I cannot find on Brawlhalla at all, so I'm not sure. But we do have a 2100 player, which is not bad at all, Skiff.
I mean, they do say that they're diamond on Brawlhalla, so that probably gives us a little bit of an idea of where their skill range kind of tends to sit.
Yeah, which was, by the way, the highest rank in the game up until very recently with the introduction of the Valhalla rank.
Well, we're going to be getting into this match here in just a moment. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. There's been lots of esports this weekend alone. Not even just here on PlayStation Fight Nights, but also in person. I mean, shout outs to CEO. Those are some of my friends down there having a good time. But yeah, just some great fighting game action all weekend. And man, that's something I absolutely love to see.
And also in general, we're entering kind of the high season for esports. We had DreamHack Summer last week. We're having DreamHack Valencia next week. There's a ton of stuff happening in all corners of the internet in terms of esports right now. And yeah, it's going to be a packed summer. That's for sure, Skiff.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a lot of big events happening too. I mean, just recently we had DreamHack Dallas. Fantastic event. I was blessed enough to be able to go down there for Brawlhalla. DreamHack was an incredible event, my first DreamHack too, so I had a lot of fun going there. Definitely met a lot of cool people, met up a lot of friends as well, so I mean, there was never a time where I wasn't having a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's usually LAN events are like that. But you told me earlier in the green room that there's a little bit of another game that's been popping off recently. Street Fighter 6. Have you been getting into that recently? I mean, this is an FGC stream. We might as well talk about some fighting games.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely been trying to cast that a bit more. I mean, I've always watched Street Fighter, but I've never quite involved myself into the environment. I've never really gone to tournaments, but I've gone to a couple since this past year actually alone. And man, the FGC is just such a fun place to be at. We actually had Combo Breaker not too long ago too. We had Brawlhalla there, and obviously all the other games going on. And that was a super, super good time. So there's just a lot of good. I think we're getting into a golden age of fighting games, if I could be really honest with you here. And I think Street Fighter 6 is definitely leading that, because not only that, we got Mortal Kombat coming around too. We got Mortal Kombat 1. We've got Tekken 8 coming around. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely looking good, feeling good. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to just get to cast more games, get to watch more good gameplay.
Absolutely. I'm going to be honest. I am the stereotypical Brawlhalla player in the way that it is the only fighting game I play. I I do not all of the titles that most people, you know, like, oh, how have you not played Super Smash Bros? How have you never played Street Fighter? How have you never played Tekken? I have never even had them downloaded. I don't know a single person that has ever played them in real life. For me,
But you got Street
it's all
Fighter and
about
Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla. Well, yeah, we got the crossovers. It's like, maybe somewhere in between. I've always been more. I've been always more into FPS games. Grew up with a lot of Counter Strike, super popular in Sweden.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a lot of fighting games from my end. But luckily enough, there's a lot of tournaments there as well. And it looks like our game is finished here, and we're going to be seeing an Ember Ditto going into this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, so Ember, very interesting characters, got those guitars, quick damage, lots of fast combos, trying to rack up this percentage as fast as possible. And I believe, I'm slipping my mind, but it is bow as well, yes.
Yes, it is bow as well, and we're actually already seeing Is doing quite a lot of work here. Is has barely been hit so far.
And there they go. Is definitely putting on some pretty solid damage here. As we see Monkey D. James already in the red in a tough spot. Oh, could be losing the stock there. And we got our first stock on the board for tonight as Issa starts off super hot.
Monkey D. James did manage to get a little bit of a comeback in that stock. So let's see if he's going to be able to carry that momentum, especially now that we have a new weapon in the mix here. It's going to be the Boa coming out, trying to find that Sair. All he needs now is a dare. Oh, he goes for the Sair instead. It's not enough, but he's going to be able to follow up with the dare. But still, he managed to get back up and touch the wall. The ground pound hits either way, though. A little bit of a messy edge guard or gimp, but he did manage to close it off.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got to hand it to him, though, because Issa did get that wall touch. I thought that was going to be pretty much it, but no. Was able to do a pretty solid job of cleaning that up. So definitely got to hand it to them. And honestly, right now, the second stock's not too far apart here. We do see Monkey. Oh, wow, that was a huge
That was
spike.
clean.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
was clean. The dash jump fast fall just narrowly going around that corner. Extremely clean execution there by Issa. That's a full stock lead now, Skiff. This is a real showing.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if Issa can find a way to keep that going. Because right now, I mean, Monkey has answered back fairly well, I'd say. So it hasn't really taken a lot of damage when they do go down a stock here. But we'll see if they're able to try and get something back. Right now, yeah, both these players kind of dashing back and forth, trying to get a good read. Monkey tried to get a nice big clean play right there, trying to find a way to send Issa way away from the stage. And, oh, wow, still wasn't able to get it. Oh!
Ooh. That's going to be the Sair to close it off, going all of the way out, committing to get that confirmation on that knockout. But he is still playing from behind here. Both players have the bow in hand.
We saw that exclamation mark pop up there too. Monkey was definitely playing on that wall a little too long there, but now Issa doing a really good job maintaining the center stage. They know they don't have to do anything crazy, but they do make a play to go in and get punished for it in the process.
Monkey D. James is just like, hey, dude, I can do this all day. We got 5 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. You're going to be coming to me. I'm going to be waiting. And I'm actually evening out the game right now.
Yeah, they're actually jumping around like a monkey at the moment, too. And this is definitely got to be a little frustrating for Issa because while this has started, Monkey just really hasn't taken any hits. Issa now sitting on the other side, kind of recognizing, hey, I don't have to do anything crazy, you know? Obviously, I still got the lead here. I've tried making a play a few times. You technically have to come to me.
The final stage of optimal Brawlhalla gameplay is realizing that you do not need to play the game. This is optimal Brawlhalla here. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Issa is going to be able to find that D-Light, catching James off guard. Oh, the quick taunt! Should be throwing that out. This is a serious match, Issa. You're going to be punished for that. Now, there comes the true combo, though.
Yep, almost got that last stock
Not
out of the way.
Weapon start.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've been doing a good job of allowing their opponents to get weapons. Kind of like the whole game so far.
Looks like they don't really mind that much. They want the challenge. They're embracing it. James is going to be able to find that Nair, though. Not going to be trying to catching the landing. We're going right back into optimal Brawlhalla gameplay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, hey, you guys can toss the weapons. It does something. Gotta stand on opposite ends.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a bit more of a goofy game.
Yeah, this is a very goofy game right now. Hey, you know what? $200. That's a good little chunk of money there. I mean, I don't blame them for kind of playing like this. Because right now, I mean, every time Issa's had to kind of approach, Monkey's gotten the better hand of it. So, I mean, I don't blame them.
There it is.
Yep, you slip up a little bit too much, and Issa will make you pay. They're screaming in rage for finally getting that game out of here. My goodness, that was definitely a bit of a rough game one.
And it's also like, you know, it's going to take a big toll on James because, you know, in a way, Issa might not be literally saying it, but by getting the win, you know, he's kind of saying, you did all of that just to still lose, you know. Like, it's definitely a harsh defeat to suffer, but James has still one more game. Of course, if Issa wins the next one, that will be the BO3 concluded. But he is still able to redeem himself. And as we said, he said that he is a random main, so he still has like 52 legends that he can try.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll definitely see what plays out here. The Ditto didn't quite seem to work out, but they're definitely comfortable with playing very passive here. So I mean, honestly, Ember's not even a bad pick for that. There's a European player I'm trying to remember who played Flamethrower. That's it. It was Flamethrower. Yes, yeah. They played a very passive Ember. So we were kind of seeing some shades of that for a bit.
All right, we're going right back into it though, and we are seeing a little bit of a swap here coming out from James. We're seeing him swapping out the Katars for the Axe, going over to this Azoth pick, and also of course the new signature set. Azoth signatures, as beautifully shown by many of the best players. That signature kit is not to mess around with if someone knows the way around it.
Yeah, and they'll definitely be surviving a little bit longer here too, so that's definitely a nice little play. It'll be a little bit more of a struggle for Issa to kind of trying to find a way to close out these stocks. However, Monkey D. James already playing as passive as they are, they're going to be sitting pretty here.
You also see James going for some of those signatures already, but Issa is seeing right through them. He hasn't been able to hit a single one, even though that second one, gravity canceled right above the ground. That was a pretty good setup, James. I say at this point, keep going for it. You've gone this far, keep going for these signatures. Eventually, they'll hit.
Man, that was actually quite the aggressive play from Monkey D. James. Look at, they've actually got a really good game plan here for trying to edge guard as best as possible. But we do see Issa find a way back. Okay, nice little hit. Going to be getting these guitars in hand. They're going to be able to really dive in here as fast as possible. And missing the signature, that's unfortunate, but getting a hit to take the stage back.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing an Axe glow up here coming out from James, but also a beautiful reaction by Issa, immediately changing the tempo of the game, of course, considering the last stock we saw in the last game. Issa now back to speed, back to his old self, ready to take on this new challenge.
Yep, well, now they got a bow in hand here. We saw a couple of those taunts come out to play. These players are definitely putting in the mental warfare for sure. But right now, oh man, just really, this is what switching over to Azoth can really bring to your game. It's just that you will survive quite a bit longer. We saw he was in the dark red at first and then just refused to go down after that one hit. They did finally get the stock, but not without getting a little bit of extra credit in the process here.
We're also seeing a lot more, I feel like, mutual confidence coming out from Jace now. Like, James is not afraid to be close to Issa if he has an axe in his hand. He's just like, you want to be close to me? I'ma stare you, I'ma nair you, I'ma dare you. You're gonna have a really bad time. I'm gonna run to you, in fact.
Oh, dude, I'm kind of waiting. Oh, no!
Okay, this could be massive. Oh, no, but he's not able to hit! Oh, but he's still able to get back Issa. You could have finished him off so easily there, but it looks like it doesn't even matter. Scratch that, he's able to get back again with that recovery. This is super messy, but Issa is going to be able to catch that ground pound. Jesus Christ, that was a sight to behold.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit terrifying there. And again, just allowing Monkey D. James a little bit of charity, allowing him to pick up that weapon. I mean, we saw Monkey do a weapon starve one time in this entire set. It does find a way to even things up here in one stock apiece. There we go, we got a second weapon starve. I don't know why Issa isn't doing it. Probably too much honor.
Could be. Both of these players so far, looks like they might be a little bit stressed out whenever they're offstage. I think Issa's offstage gameplay is a lot stronger than than James. Monkey D. James 7's. I think being offstage is just winning condition for Issa at this point.
There we go. I mean, Issa's still doing a pretty good job with these Katars of racking up some pretty quick damage. We're seeing Monkey get into the red here, but Azoth,
Here we go. Here we go.
Wow. Ooh. That's
oh,
huge.
and then
Can they
there,
recover?
setting
Okay.
it up, hitting it super delayed so he gets the knockback. He wants to be able to throw him off to the right side. What a beautiful timing coming out from Issa. And now he has such a massive damage lead. All he needs is just 1 or 2 combos, or maybe just 1 good attack with a really good setup. But James is getting that damage. He goes for that signatures, and Issa knows that the threat is still remaining. He has to get back up to the stage now against an axe. But the dare, the unarmed dare, coming in clutch against an axe recovery. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't get to see that every single day. That was an incredible unarmed dare.
Wow, it's just a fantastic reversal too. Like, by all means, I feel like Monkey D. James should have been able to close out the stock, but we get Issa closing it up, wrapping it up with a fantastic reverse edge guard and taking 2-0 and the lead there as well. And as we take a look at the bracket too, they're actually going to be moving on to take on Mr. Boy later. So we'll definitely be getting that match in just a moment. And yeah, as we can see also on the other side, God is King is going to be taking on New Zomber. We'll be getting that match coming up here in just a little bit. But let's talk about this last game before we get any further. What did you think about the game that we were seeing, Polly?
We were seeing, in general, I believe truly it was quite an even game, but Issa just had like these moments of enlightenment. Like Issa was just like, let me start trying, or let me enable my monitor, and then he just did like 1 or 2 moves that was enough to destroy James's career. And it was those moments that allowed him to offset this evenness that they had before. I think if James maybe swapped or maybe was playing axe from the beginning, that maybe could have changed the outcome of the game here. I feel like his axe is probably his strongest weapon. Azoth were looking super clean too. In general, Issa, MVP of this match. I'm going to be very excited to see them play later in the future because they are definitely a pop-off player. We were seeing some pretty funky stuff coming out from them.
Absolutely. But we're going to be getting into our second match here. So let's take a look at the players that we've got on deck. Again, God is King versus New Zomber. So New Zomber here. Name is Oliver, hailing from Mexico. You can take a look at their socials and Twitch right there as well. Going to be 18 years old here. And again, they're going to be taking on the oldest member in the bracket so far. God is King, really representing all us old folk at 29 years old. Oh, wait, I thought I saw 29 earlier. Maybe, I don't know. It might be old age catching up to me, maybe. I have no idea. But Chris Smith, hailing from the United States. So we'll see definitely how this will play out here. But let's take a look at what these players are actually bringing to the game. As we can see from New Zomber, they play Hattori. That is their main. And God is King plays Cassidy.
This is going to be a fun game. I can tell you already. This is going to be a very fun game. I also do want to mention the amount of power-ranked players from Mexico in the North American scene. I'm pretty sure you can count on 1 or 2 hands. So massive respect representing the Mexican Brawlhalla scene. This is going to be a game of glory.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sometimes, certain games don't quite thrive in certain regions as much, but I mean, it is what it is still.
Oh, trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. The North Americans love reminding us Europeans about that in Brawlhalla.
It's not even just Brawlhalla, it's just like all games.
Yeah, sure.
I know Sweden seems to be pretty small, but hey, you got one of the best Strive players in the world, so.
I mean, we got like 2013 to 2015 CS, and that's it.
All right, well, let's get into this first game here. We're gonna be going to Apocalypse, and we'll see how this plays out. New Zomber and God is King gonna be taking each other on. Looks like we're actually gonna be seeing the Macho Man come out here, the skin for Algrim, and we'll see how this plays out. I feel like I don't see Cassidy very much at all anymore.
I can tell you already, this God is King guy knows his way around his hammer. The way he's moving around, the way he's picking his attacks. Not only does he know how to play hammer very well, he knows how to play with his signatures. This is definitely quite a high-level game compared to what we have been seeing so far. These are dangerous players in the brackets, Kif.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hammer already is a dangerous weapon as it is. We usually get that stomp Sarah action going on. And we can see, like you mentioned, these signatures, they are looking for these conversions. They're trying to get big damage and try to close out stocks very quickly. Ooh. But Algrim is a very popular character in his own right.
I love the N-Light variation God is King is going for as well. The N-Light into dash, N-Sig that you can do on Cassidy, which might throw the opponent off. We're seeing a lot of funky Cassidy tech being used here. And New Zomber is just not falling ready for it, any of it. He's just relying on bread and butter. easy aerials, simple aerials on that axe, keeping it simple, and it is working out very, very well so far.
Yeah, that was actually a fantastic weapon toss from New Zomber. Goddess King actually almost making the recovery too, using that gravity cancel sig to be able to barely miss the stage. Honestly, if we were on, was it Brawlhaven, might have been able to clip?
Potentially, yes. I think so.
Ooh.
One thing that's working out very, very well for Goddess King so far, though, is that when you have a player that has a very bread and butter kind of gameplay, which New Zomber seems to have so far, at least thus far into the game, you know, they really, really rely on that punish damage to be able to get anywhere in the game. And Goddess King has been doing a super good job at baiting out attacks with those blasters. It's really the hammer where I feel like Goddess King is not that confident, and New Zomber is going to be running away with a massive lead off of that.
I mean, that's a couple huge spikes and huge off-stage plays from New Zomber right now. Really settling some pretty strong plays for themselves here. Doing a good job. They were controlling center stage, one for a big play to try and push them off to try and get some additional damage. And they do find a way to get their footing again, and still, they're doing a great job with all this control.
They're doing a great job indeed. DC coming out is going to be able to catch him. Now onto the blasters. GC D-Light could have hit if he went directly to the weapon. Good pathing coming out from New Zomber. Anti-air as well. He's going to be able to bait out that D-Light. Just looking for the KO now. That could have been it. He goes for the weapon throw, goes for the unarmed attack, but he's not able to find it. It's just a moment away, and there it is with a clean axe combo. He's going to be able to close it out.
Yeah, that Sarah was definitely very strong, and a lot of patience on that too. So, I mean, it's definitely cleaning it up here. We're going to see what Goddess King can try to figure out pushing forward here, because right now it's seeing a switch. I believe this is...
We do indeed have a swap. We are seeing the Volkov coming out.
Yep. So we'll see how this plays out. So, I mean, we're going to see an axe of their own, but also the Scythe coming out. And Scythe, one of the more unique weapons of the game. You know, lots of being control options, which is kind of what we saw them trying to do in the first place. But you're able to put your opponent behind you, you know, keep them in front of you. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Goddess King kind of figures out how to play around this one.
He has two completely new weapons in his hands right now, so this is a big change up. New Zomber still rocking that. Rocket Land is doing massive work onto Goddess King, taking him all the way down into orange already. Goddess Work is trying to get him off stage, but he's not really able to get anything started. Scythe is such a momentum-based weapon, and New Zomber is just a brick wall right now.
Yeah, trying to keep them out, try to maintain that center stage. Okay, we see the weapon toss though going to the axe as well. New Zomber, I mean, still remaining relatively elusive despite that three-piece combo they just picked up. This could be a first stock coming out here. See what the play is. Oh, great air dodge getting into the center of the stage. And there we go.
What a great Rocket Lance ground pound coming out. Able to get that first stock, and still it's going to be New Zomber into the lead. Goddess King, this could be the moment that his heart starts beating a little bit faster.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit nervous here. You know, you're already down a stock, down a game as well. You don't want to go to the loser's bracket, you know, sooner than you really want to, because that just can turn into a very tough time here. But as we can see, man, New Zomber just continues to rack up this damage despite Goddess King trying to get some of these signatures landing, just not able to find the hit that they want.
Ooh, great signature punish coming out as well. A really, really common thing you will see in a moment like that is the player that's going to be punishing going for a true combo punish to get, just because, you know, or you're going to punish with a combo start, of course, you're going to get extra damage. But Goddess King doing a great job at recognizing the situation that he's going to be able to finish him off with the signature. So definitely moment of enlightenment coming out from him. He still has so much work left to do here, and the New Zomber is showing no signs of stopping whatsoever. He's continuing this great momentum of his.
Oh, okay, yeah, both of them unhanded right now, unarmed, just absolutely taking each other to town, pummeling back and forth. But now we got the double axe, so we can go from the unarmed ditto to the axe ditto.
We see a failed sideline nair combo coming out, but it does not even matter. New Zomber is still able to keep control of the neutral game here, finding great punishes. God is King now also off stage. He just goes back and hits him with another Sair. What is that? Another Sair? It's going to be a nair. Tries to go for the signature, not going to be connecting. Super good nair to punish that land Sair that New Zomber threw out. But already he's getting into the territory where he's looking for that knockout, and that's going to be it already. Weapon throw for good measure. That's a 2-stock, and Zomber is going to be advancing into the next round.
Yeah, they didn't need to do that, but I'm sure it felt good to do that.
Yeah,
nice
I'm sure.
Play there.
I'm sure. Nice little bounce off the wall to keep it fresh.
Absolutely. But hey, fantastic stuff from New Zomber there. A strong 2-0 to get started, and that's why they are the 1 seed so far. Definitely showcasing why, as they are going to be moving on to the winners finals here. So definitely, again, big shout outs to New Zomber. What do you think about the gameplay we saw there? I felt like things were a bit more, and this is no disrespect to our players from the last game, but I felt like there was a bit more consistency here. I feel like both these players are definitely a bit more comfortable, I would say.
Yeah, both of these players definitely super comfortable, especially New Zomber, of course. Like, I'm going to keep it 100% real. New Zomber, his gameplay, the first second of the game, the set, looked literally exactly the same as the last stock of the entire set. So he knows what he is doing. He has been doing this for years. He has been comboing these noobs for a long time, and he doesn't have to put much thought into it. Of course, as the games intensify, it's going to get more and more difficult. But as you mentioned, yeah, these are definitely players that have their game under control.
Absolutely. So hey, let's actually take did we see the updated bracket? Let's take a look at the bracket anyway.
Let's take a look at the bracket.
So anyway, as we can see right here, New Zomber doing a fantastic job getting that 2-0. They move on to winners finals. And now this is where best of 5 will currently take place. And they're going to be waiting the winner for Issa and Mr. Boy here. So Mr. Boy we haven't had on stream yet, but Issa we saw not too long ago with a 2-0 victory over Monkey D. James. And we're actually going to take a quick look at Mr. Boy's player card here. So let's take a look at that real quick.
So we have Mr. Boy coming again in from Mexico. Great Mexican representation here in the tournament today. And in the survey supplied, he also mentioned that he is a Artemis main. So we have even more Scythe and Rocket Lands coming for us here.
Yep. Big shout outs to the Mexican players coming out here to play, though. They're definitely showcasing, despite the fact that there may not be a lot on the NA power rankings, they are definitely enjoying the game regardless. So we'll see how this one plays out here. Again, both these players are going to be battling for a chance to get to these winners winner finals.
Indeed, and that is, I believe that should be the point. Yeah, you're guaranteed earnings at that point because top 4 gets earnings.
Yep.
So this is a big boy game. This is a big boy game. And okay, we are seeing, I can inform you guys, we are seeing a title above Mr. Boy's name, Brawlhalla Season 27. To get that rank, you need to be top 150 in North America for a season, which he apparently was in Season 27. It could be 1v1, it could be 2v2, but I'm just giving you guys a warning in before. This guy, that's a flex title.
Yeah, 100%. And as you can see right now, even unarmed, they were getting some pretty decent damage here, but now both players with weapons in hand. And Issa kind of playing like, listen, I don't care what type of title or rank you've got. I'm still here. You still got to battle through me. Doing a great job throwing out these axes. But Mr. Boy with the reversal, not going to get anything too crazy here, but still commanding respect, commanding space for them to be able to get back on stage.
Very, very good start by Issa here, able to keep a lot of control over the stage, also utilizing his weapon starving, which we were actually criticizing him for earlier. So maybe a sign that Issa is really, really turning up the knob of competitiveness here. But I also do want to mention, Mr. Boy is on Lance and the Scythe. You cannot let down your guard at all at any moment, because these weapons are so momentum-based. And as soon as they get it going, I mean, it's just a snowball snowball going off a cliff. You're gonna have a hard time stopping it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, both of them have their own ways too of kind of carrying you off stage. One kind of more sends you off stage. The Scythe can literally carry you off stage. So it's definitely going to be a tough spot here. We're going to see Issa try to maintain whatever they can out of the stock. They're doing a pretty solid job getting this extra credit, but they are in that dark red. Honestly, one more hit should be able to do this, but Mr. Boy finally getting the hit that they need.
Great side signature, side signature punish. The spacing was a bit awkward, but he was still able to find that. Very unfortunate that Issa wasn't able to find that sideline punish. Great weapon storm, keeping it up as well. Not getting a lot of damage, but he was throwing out those attacks just to make his presence known to Issa. Throwing out, always keeping the threat coverage high. The movement and the neutral game here is immaculate.
Yeah. But here we go. Getting that stock right back is Issa. And again, going to be going for a weapon starve of their own. Wasn't able to get that one. Mr. Boy now with a rocket lance in hand. And it seems like it's taking a little while for them to kind of get warmed up here. Now, keep in mind, Issa did just come off of a 2-0 victory, so that could be playing a little bit of a factor here. But outside that, Mr. Boy's not doing too bad here, but he does have to find a way to get the stock out of the way.
It's also a very, very short match. I mean, so far, Mr. Boy has only had 2 minutes and 20 seconds to warm up. Yeah. This is going by very, very quickly so far.
Yeah, but no weapon in hand for Issa as we find that stock get taken out of here. Mr. Boy in that darker yellow, starting to get into that orange a little bit here. But we'll see what Issa's able to kind of get into motion. I don't feel like we've seen much of the sword. It's been mostly axe. But still, I mean, sword's pretty good. Has some nice little poking range. Very quick, too.
Sword, of course, incredibly strong. Personally, I've always had a very hard time with sword against Lance, but I can't really speak that much about, you know, how they go into each other than that. Mr. Boy, of course, Lance infamously great at getting back onto the stage, especially if you're under it in the center like that. But with a great side signature, Issa is going to be able to finish the game. Wow, indeed.
Yeah, that was just just throwing that out there and just able to get that connection. So definitely a good game 1 win here from Izanagi. Going to be doing a pretty solid job. We're going to see what happens as we get to our next game here. I think this pick from Java is pretty solid. I mean, I know we saw them play Ember not too long ago, but it seems like it's, you know, it doesn't matter who they play. This is the person who likes to play random too, right? It is.
Yeah,
no,
indeed.
It's not. That's
oh,
they
it's
just
not
like playing Axe. Their main is Axe.
Honestly, based. I relate. And Jala, you know, Jala has been a very, very popular character as of, you know, the past couple of months. Jala has been popping off everywhere, but Mr. Boy, and this is what I'm saying, Skiff, we let down our guard. We were chilling, we were talking about Issa's axe, and Mr. Boy makes sure that we are known. We know about his presence.
Yeah, that was a little bit of crazy action going on here. My goodness, that was definitely a way to make us talk about Mr. Boy for sure. He's saying, listen, you saw my diamond title. You should be talking about me. Oh, tries to go for another big play there. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
It's not done
Don't
yet.
do this to us.
Polly, it's
Don't
not
do
done.
this to us.
Oh, God, okay.
He's looking for it. I know he's looking for it, but Issa also knows he's looking for it, so he is gonna make damn sure he doesn't repeat that mistake. But that is also what literally every single person said before they got 0 to death by a Lance yet again.
I mean, that's just what Rocket Lance loves to do. And wow, another stock being taken here in the process. That game 1 certainly was a warm-up game here for Mr. Boy, it seems.
Yes, it does seem so. And also just leaning very, very heavily towards this Lance. Again, great combos all around. A couple of reads is all you really need to really get going.
Oh, no.
And I mean, he is looking squeaky clean on it.
Yep, is he going to be able to find a way to close this out, though?
Is this going to be a
running
3
out of
stock?
resources? Wow.
Oh, great recovery by Issa. Really, really delaying that recovery to be able to hit it. He kind of gambled there as well because Mr. Boy at any point could have just ground pounded.
All right. Well, either way, fantastic stuff here. Mr. Boy still doing an amazing job and gets a 3 stock here to answer back. Yep. That was huge.
Yeah, we were praising Issa. That was a super, super good game by him. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Boy just pops off like this.
Jesus. Hey, I mean, sometimes, again, you just need that one game. Issa definitely felt good, but Mr. Boy, he's like, hey, I'm going to show you what's up. I'm going to show you what's up with this Rocket Lance.
I'm gonna show you what's up real quick. Don't mind me.
Exactly.
I prefer to be in the background. That way I can blow up even harder.
Exactly. But all right, we're going to be getting into Apocalypse here. This is game 3, the final game between these two players.
And we're seeing a scythe in the hand of Mr. Boy. I really want to see a little bit more of this scythe here. But Issa already able to knock him off stage, of course. Nair off stage on that scythe. Incredibly tedious to deal with. Issa is going to be getting thrown off stage a lot here.
Oop. All right. Big hit so far. And yeah, it seems like Issa's definitely kind of waking up here after that game 2. Struggled quite a bit, we'll say, but off to a pretty solid start here, having a pretty solid lead, but a lead usually doesn't mean much to Mr. Boy. Tried to go for a huge play there, trying to get the sig to clean up that stock.
Tries to find that downlight, incredibly close. And this is definitely a slower game, as we were seeing from the previous game from Issa. But I also feel like it's mutual. Mr. Boy is not really as oppressive as he was the last game either. This is a mutual decision to chill down.
Oh, Issa in a very tough spot though. Oh, okay, does get the wall touch there, so we are going to see some of those resources come back. But those wall touches were definitely getting a little bit dangerous there. Mr. B still finding a way back to stage, even with the sweat drops coming off.
Recovery coming out, and there it is. Issa is doing such a good job at spacing around Mr. Boy. Mr. Boy is having a super difficult time finding those openings, but, you know, as we've seen earlier, especially on that lance, whenever he does get those openings, he is really, really good at making a lot of stuff happen.
Yep. Yeah, right now staying relatively elusive, but there we go, a couple strong hits from Issa. Although the Jala signature wasn't able to connect, we do see Mr. Boy even things up here. Going to be going for that weapon starve. Getting that weapon out of the way. But it does not matter as an axe is already in the hand of Issa.
Oh, that could have been a great punish. He's still going to be able to find it afterhand, though. Mr. Boy is going to be answering to it very, very quickly. Lots of back and forth right now. These are just even trades right now. And I feel like, honestly, at this point, even trades, I feel like Issa would be coming out as a victor from that.
Oh, geez,
yeah, there it is.
Pickup.
Issa is glowing up. Yeah, dude, 100%. Now you definitely want even trades.
And this is what I want to see because, I mean, when you get 3 stock, that can do a lot of mental damage to you. You know, it can really take you out of the game. But from what we're seeing from Issa, if anything, they are a warrior when their back is against the wall. As long as his axe is in hand, I feel like nothing can stop Issa.
That is what it means to be a warrior. He does not give up. He's going to be fighting until the end, and he's showing us right now how he intends on doing that, as he's in a full stock in the lead. Mr. Boy is going to be able to find that Seer, getting him on off stage, going for the ground pound, but the full send doesn't reward him. Gets the dare. Tries to go for another one, but it looks like Mr. Boy might be getting a little bit stressed out here. Skiff, we're seeing a lot of missed full send attacks.
Oh, this is so terrifying. That should be it. Okay, so we're on the final stock here for Issa, but I mean, look at that damage that Mr. Boy already has on them. They're getting into that darker orange, so this could be tough. However, it just takes one opening with a rocket lance, one rocket lance to another. You can see Issa's trying to remain as elusive as possible. Now they've got the axe in hand. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so dangerous getting into the final seconds.
Yeah, no, Lance is also just psychologically superior. Like, Issa is so afraid right now, and I don't blame him for one moment. You're fighting Lance right now, last stock to get into prices here, and that's going to be a massive signature as well. Goes for the ground pound, but it's going to be a total blunder. Goes for the ending as well. He finds the punish. Going to be going over to the sword. He just needs to get the entry onto the map, but he's not able to find it. Gets the punish instead, and it's so back and forth. None of them are able to finish it off. This should be it. Ground pound. There it is.
Oh my god, there were so many options there that could have happened, right? And we saw Mr. Boy looking for so many ways to close it out, throwing out quite a few signatures, getting punished each time, and we get Issa after the 3 stock finding a way to close it out in a last stock, last hit scenario. Fantastic play there, especially off the ledge, finding a way to clean that up. My goodness.
My goodness, indeed. And let me just say right now, top 3 is going to be new Zomber, Issa, and Mr. Boy. Like these players are absolutely, they are definitely a notch above everything else we have seen so far. Of course, I would love to be surprised, but I think that's what we're going to be seeing here, Skiff, and I'm all about that.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was just some wild gameplay there. That was terrifying too. I mean, because again, I saw Issa come in. We saw that first strong victory. I'm like, okay, cool. They're a little bit warmed up here. Mr. Boy looking like they just got down and sat down with their controller to start playing. And then, man, that game 2, 3 stock, that was absolutely ridiculous. Just fantastic stuff from start to finish here. But Issa is going to remain victorious. They're going to be taking on new Zomber in that winners finals there. So not only are they going to be in the best of 5 territory when we do get to that match, but they are also already in the money. But before we even get there, we got to take a look at the other side of the bracket with God is King and Monkey D. James here. They're going to be fighting each other to see who has the pleasure to not only get into the money, but take on Mr. Boy. And we'll definitely see how that works out for us.
And James, of course, not making it out of the first round, but to be fair, he did go against one of the players that is currently in the final, so maybe he didn't get enough of a chance to redeem himself. Same for God is King. He went up against the new Zomber, which is also looking incredibly strong. So I'm very, very excited to see both of these players getting a potential chance of redeeming themselves.
Mm-hmm. As we can see here, God is King, Monkey D. James. We'll definitely see how it plays out here because, again, Monkey D. James, if I'm not mistaken, this is the random main we had. And God is King playing Cassidy, but we saw them switch off Cassidy. Who was it to? It was to...
Volkov.
Yes,
I
Volkov.
think. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, Volkov.
Yeah, so we'll definitely see how that plays out. But so far, I think so good for both of these players. Again, whoever loses here stays home. They don't necessarily go home. They're already home, but both players, I guess, stay home. But one of them stops playing in the bracket. So we'll definitely see who that's going to be as we
They might be going
here.
to bed.
Maybe they might be going to bed.
Might be going to bed a little bit earlier.
Done. I could see the sun rising behind you, my man.
Bro, that's because I live in Sweden. I saw sunlight at 1 a.m. I'm not even joking. I saw the sun coming up at 1 a.m. I know the sun rises at like 9 a.m. where you live. Don't even get me started, dude. Jesus.
It's like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., but 1 a.m. is very, very early.
Bro, I'm so upset. I'm so upset I can't speak. The sky is never pitch black whenever we have summer here. Like, there's always sunlight from either sunrise or sunset.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's the Sweden play, I guess. Either way, are we going to be getting into our game 1 here? God is King versus Monkey D. James on Small Brawlhaven. We'll see how this plays out here. Obviously.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I just love these aggressive openings from God is King. Like, we were 5 seconds into the game and God is King already. Like, he's not one to hold back whatever tricks he has up his sleeve. He's just like, boom, combo, signature, come at me, dude.
Mm-hmm. As we can see, some big swings at the hammer here, too. Yeah, there's just nothing but 6, and Guns is not the first stock. They've thrown out at least like 10 of those in the entire bracket so far, and they finally get one to land. So honestly, some good stuff here. But now we got those blasters in play, and I feel like we've been seeing a lot more blasters lately, so we'll see if some good damage can get brought up here.
Yeah, we're seeing a massive lead so far, and James is having a hard time keeping up at this point. He's kind of just roaming around the map, trying to throw out some attacks, checking out what he can find. He is finding some good success with the desync as well. That's definitely a trick up his sleeve. The recovery to get the finisher as well. Beautiful sequence by James there. Let's hope he has more in him.
And we'll definitely see. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. We got his King again with another big sig, trying to rack up this damage as fast as possible. And honestly, damage is the specialty of Hammer. Big, strong hits. And trying to rack up that damage as fast as possible. Man, God is King loves these SIGs, let me tell you.
He definitely does, and I mean, if you're a Cassidy player, you should. If you don't love those SIGs, you're playing the wrong legend. Or at least you're playing Cassidy for the wrong reason. Those SIGs are absolutely insane. And I just want to take a moment to bring attention to the fact that James was playing from behind quite severely, and he's closing this lead more and more and more. This game is not it's not dead yet, Skiff.
Yeah, it's definitely A little close here, but the longer it goes, I feel like the more we see Monkey D. James just losing this more and more. Not going to lose the stock there. Man, God is King doing a good job.
That's so good. That's so good. Using the GCD thing to get back to the stage, the opponents never suspect that. James definitely has played a lot of Nash, but
that's just a funny signature too.
Well. It's so funny.
It's so funny. And then you just slam them.
Yeah, you just full set. You're just flying.
Jeez. All right. Well, we're going to be getting into our next match here. We're going to see where things are going to be taking place. Looks like we're going to Miami Dome, our first Miami Dome of the night here. Fantastic stage, personally. Lots of small blast zones. So, honestly, this works out for both characters. They both hit really hard.
Yeah, I love this map too. I know an extremely funny trivia fact about this. The noodles on the stage on the top left, when BMG, the developers of the game, announced that they were making a new Ubisoft inspired character, people saw that and said it looked like Rayman, and then it turns out it was Rayman, but BMG were actually just trying to draw noodles, and they just figured it out by coincidence.
No way, that's actually really funny. Shout outs to Rayman, by the way, but shout outs to Monkey D. James with the early stock. There's so much pressure off stage.
That's a clean stock. That's almost a clean stock. And he's got the spear in hand now as well for all of that damage build-up, throwing out these nairs on both weapons.
Yeah, but now he's got a hammer of their own as well.
Oh my god! What, dude? Okay, James had a wake-up call. I don't know what's going on. He's been hit like once this game, but he's still going at it.
He's trying to even this up. But yeah, look at this. Red damage already on the second stock here. God is King trying to find a way to answer back. Another big swing. Oh my goodness.
These signatures are crazy. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on, but let James cook.
Well, I mean, he's going to have to cool down here just a little bit. God is King finds a way to answer back. Goes way up high for that weapon toss. Does have the blasters in hand. Honestly, the blasters might be the play. You get a little bit of distance here that you can create between you and your opponent. We're going to toss those out in favor of the hammer once again. Again, big hits here. Oh, but the ground pound. Beautifully played.
Beautifully played indeed. Still maintaining that full stock lead. And you see God is King desperately trying to get back here. He is doing a pretty good job. You know, these stocks are looking better and better as time goes on. James's tricks aren't working as well anymore. Actually, scratch that. Still able to find a lot of good stuff here. This is a very, very back and forth game. James is just looking so strong, though. I don't think there's gonna have to take a lot from God is King to be able to reverse this.
I mean, we'll definitely see if they can get something. All right, big swing there. And honestly, this is much better than what it was a moment ago, too. Not that far behind in terms of health. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad at all. Of course, unless you allow yourself to continue to be comboed here by Monkey D. James. But it looks like God is King is starting to find their rhythm a little bit more.
They're definitely finding the rhythm here. James is going back to what they know and love. The signatures and the ground pounds, the helicopter. It's working out so well. Why stop? But he's not able to close out the stock. He tries to go for the reactionary. Sorry, the preparation signature. And it looks like we're having a little bit of a lag out. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happened at the end of that game. A little bit anticlimactic, but things happen.
As you can see here, there's only like 50 damage. Yep. Oh, unfortunate here, but it is what it is. We'll figure out exactly what happened in just a little bit. It is still currently 1-0 as far as we know between God is King here and Monkey D. James. We do apologize for the slight delay in gameplay action, but it is what it is. We're going to have to move forward and deal with it as best as we can. So far, great game, and we do need to see Monkey D. James try to claim that one to force us into a Game 3 scenario, because again, keep in mind, this is part of the loser's bracket, so the loser will be out, and the winner actually goes ahead and takes on Mr. Boy. So, yeah, we'll definitely see. Yeah, just waiting on some information from production. We'll see what happens here. Again, hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. The action has been absolutely on fire. Don't know what your favorite set has been, but if you guys want to type that into the chat, let us know here. Polly, looks like that sun's coming up pretty bright there.
it is coming out pretty bright for sure. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, it's daylight pretty much. I mean, it's daylight
Yeah.
at this point. It's 4 a.m.
I got sunlight
daylight.
still here too. That's kind of crazy.
Also, speaking of Sweden, I really wanted to mention God is King. His name, in Swedish, it means Candy King.
Does it?
Yeah, in Swedish, candy is God is. So his name could also just be Candy King, but in Swedish. So I might have to call him Candy King from now on.
I think Candy King is definitely very funny.
It's a cool nickname. That's a very cool nickname. I could see myself being called Candy King.
It definitely would be a very interesting twist, I guess, for all of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but either way, again, pretty good Sunday so far. It's Monday for you now, isn't it?
It is. It is indeed the 4th hour of Monday.
4th hour.
What's the time on the East Coast?
Well, I'm not in the East Coast. I am in the Midwest. The East Coast is 8 o'clock though. Oh no, excuse me, 10 o'clock p.m. 10 p.m. Or
10 p.m.
2200.
I don't think there's many Europeans in the chat with me. I think I might be the only one here.
You are alone. You are hanging out with us.
And if there is any European, please go to bed.
Probably should be doing that yourself, huh? But either way, looks like we got an update. We got God is King 120. So thank you from the production team trying to get this settled as fast as possible. Big shout outs to them. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't quite get to see the actual closeout there, but it is a 2-0 regardless. So we have our top 4 there, all the money placers on our screen. You got New Zomber taking on Issa on winners finals, and the loser semis is Mr. Boy and God is King. So that should definitely be a fantastic game to check out here just a little bit. The bottom game is still best of 3, but after that, every match is best of 5.
Super, super exciting games here. When we come back after a very, very quick break, of course, greatest thing about brackets is that as you go further into the tournament, I mean, the games, they only get better and better and better.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely see if that competition continues to heat up. I'm sure it will, but I'm sorry. Quick shout out here. Sorry. Yeah. So real quick, make sure you sign up and get involved here at complete.playstation.com. Again, this is where you're going to be able to find all the tournaments. If you want to compete in the Fight Nights, it's not just Brawlhalla. There's all sorts of games going on here, and you aren't going to want to miss out on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. You also check out the YouTube channel. Again, maybe also if you want to know what games they are doing here over at the PlayStation tournaments, they're probably already posted those VODs, so you can go and look at it, and you can look at what to expect if you want to sign up yourself. In general, this is your hotspot for all of your esports needs.
Yep, so make sure you check out youtube.com/PlayStation Esports as well. But we are going to go to a quick break here. So, hey, get up, stretch your legs, get some water. We'll be right back with some more Brawlhalla right after this break.
PlayStation.
Gaming is defined by moments.
It is intense.
The joy of victory and the thrill of overcoming challenges. Welcome to our home of competitive gaming, where we can all experience exciting esports moments
The final 1v1 of the game here.
and celebrate the pros and the rising stars,
I do want to see a female in the MCS.
bringing you guides and deep dives
Horizon can go up, but she can't go up fast.
and tournaments where the community competes.
Wait! Did he get? No way!
Whether you're in a heated match
Back, let's go.
or watching along at the edge of your seat,
A duo taking down a trio!
let's create moments from the games you love.
Come take it!
Join us and subscribe to our channel to follow everything esports on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to PlayStation's Fight Nights, again at the first edition of Brawlhalla being broadcasted. My name is still Polymount, and I'm joined here by Skiff. How are you doing?
I mean, I hope you're still Polymonto. It'd be very strange.
You never know. You
a
never
little
know.
concerning because I haven't technically seen you in 5 minutes. So unless you got like a skinwalker over there or something, who knows what's going to happen. But either way, yes, we do have some more Brawlhalla action coming at you a little bit. And man, I do want to give a shout out to that trailer we just had because it actually just reminded me too. We got Evo coming up around the corner as well. And granted, Brawlhalla won't be there, but I'm still very excited to see all the action at Evo. But as we get back into this too, we got to get another quick shout out here to the YouTube channel, PlayStation Esports. You can go to youtube.com/PlayStation Esports to check out all the action from the PlayStation tournaments, Fight Nights. Again, for Brawlhalla tonight, you will see the VODs. I believe, I'm not sure if right after tournament or whatever, but they will go up soon enough. That is for sure.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to experience this one more time, or two more times, or three more times, maybe even 4 more times if you feel like it, and all of the other tournaments, all of the other tournaments that have been broadcasted here, again, just to get kind of, you can be up to speed on what we're doing over here. Very, very exciting stuff. What is even more exciting is the games that we have in front of us. I do believe that we are going to be starting off with Mr. Boy versus God is King here on the lower side of the bracket, and then after that, we are going to have some other banger games. New Zomber versus Issa, and then of course they're going to be making up depending on how it progresses from there. As I mentioned, my prediction is New Zomber, Issa, and Mr. Boy in the top 3. Let's see how it goes, Skiff. All of these players already in the money. Also, it appears I misspoke. We're going to be getting a New Zomber versus Issa first. We're starting with Deserter pretty much. We're going with the bangers straight away, Skiff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is definitely going to be an absolutely incredible match here. Again, both these players are in the winners finals for good reason. And keep in mind, it's best of 5. The winner here is guaranteed at least $150 here. So yeah, this is like a $150 money match coming up. So that's quite a bit of chunk of change. So we'll definitely see who can rise to the occasion here. Now, New Zomber played incredible against God is King earlier, and Issa also just having a very, very strong match not too long ago. But look at that. We're going to be getting a Macho Man taking on Chun-Li, the Olgrim versus the Wushang. Let's see how it all plays out.
The Chun-Li, how fitting. We were just talking about Street Fighter. I almost said Mortal Kombat.
that would have been
I'm sorry. I don't know what the difference is really.
Okay.
In my mind, they're all the same game. But anyways,
you talked about it. You are Brawlhalla and then FPS games.
We're jumping into it. We have a completely first time actually in the entire tournament. We are seeing gauntlets here coming out from Issa.
Actually, just the first time we're seeing gauntlets in general. We have not seen gauntlets at all yet until right now. So this should definitely be very interesting. Now, New Zomber, we have seen this character already come out to play, and obviously doing a fantastic job as it is. But Wushang, also a very popular character. Both these characters are played a lot, actually.
Yeah, definitely super hot picks right now. And these players are about to show you why. So far, New Zomber playing super, super well with this Lance that we know and love him for. Issa is struggling a little bit here.
All right, well, let's see how it plays out here, because again, Demon Island, you got a long base platform here. Oh my goodness, Algrim, in case for you who don't know, he kind of packs a punch, so that's definitely a tough spot to be in for Issa, but New Zomber just continues to be dominant as we see them take out that first stock, getting first blood here.
Now on to the spear. You're going to be able to have a lot of more distance between you and your opponent, and there's going to be that beautiful NSA to finish off that stock. Sticking to these gauntlets though. Issa, I'm going to be completely real with you, homie. That spear is looking super hot. The gauntlets, you're not finding a lot of success here, dude. I think you should be staying on that spear more.
Well, they're going to see if they can try to prove you wrong, but I think right now you're absolutely correct. I'm going to be real with you. I will definitely be on Team Spear all day. I think Spear is a cool weapon as it is. But, I mean, especially trying to battle against the Rocket Lance here, I feel like Gauntlets, like, yes, if you get your opening in, you'll do well, but, I mean, New Zomber's just going to be keeping you out the entire time. Oh!
Yeah, and that's going to be the Sarah to close it off as well. New Zomber going for that Lance as well. And yeah, of course, because Lance always wants to enter your usual sphere a lot of the times through aerials, and on a spear, you just have Nair, which is just pretty much a big fat now you don't whenever a Lance is trying, whenever basically anything is trying to hit you from the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a very solid spot here, but oh man, New Zomber is going to get knocked off stage. Yep. I mean, that's one thing that Issa's been doing very well, is landing just about all of their signatures, I think.
Oh my god, yeah, they're going all the way. They're going all the way with those signatures. And it looks like they will actually going all the way down to the bottom of the screen, as New Zomber is going to pick up that first game with a 2-stock finish. And that is going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's just the first time. It's not the first time, excuse me, that we've seen New Zomber go out and take a stock when it's already gone. We saw him do it earlier too. It's like, oh yeah, this person's not coming back, and they toss the Rocket Lance off the wall just for a little bit extra style, a little bit cool points. But we're gonna get right back into this here. It looks like we're gonna see the switch here from Issa going to Ragnir. So this should be interesting to see how this plays out. They still have the axe in hand. Oh no, they didn't have the axe before. Excuse me, but yeah, Katars and axe.
No, they did have the axe from the Brawlhalla, so we're seeing a comeback from both the axe and the Katars here, which, you know, is a very good thing you can do when you have multiple weapons you can play. If you can play 4 weapons, that's basically like 15 legends that you're able to choose from. And Issa, keep it funky fresh here, and that is going to be a massive blunder. New Zomber is able to only find 1 ground pound off of that, though. That could have been a devastating first stock from Issa there.
Yeah, that was
also,
actually...
keep in mind, I had to remind myself just now, this is best out of 5, so even if New Zomber wins this game, this is not over yet.
Oh, geez, man, Issa's definitely going deep for some of these plays here, too, and already having a couple close calls as it is. I feel like at some point, you got to dial it back, but man, if you are all about, you know, being aggressive, getting out there, make your opponent feel that pressure, I mean, hey, don't let me stop you. You keep doing your thing, but now we got the double axe gameplay going on here. Look, these guys are doing a tango.
They are for sure. And I feel also something really hilarious. Both of them are trying to predict their enemies' like movements. Like no one is just like attacking exactly what they're standing. They're always kind of, you know, yeah. They're
trying to get these punishes off the stairs. Yeah.
It's a struggle. All the Dittos are a struggle, as far as I'm aware. They're also a struggle in every single kind of fighting game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, both of the times we saw hits come out was because someone threw out a Sair and then we saw the punish on it. But there we go. Gonna be able to take that stock right back. Not taking any damage in the process either. And on New Zomber, okay, gonna be going for the weapon starve here, getting that Rocket Lance back in hand. This is still the best Rocket Lance in the game. I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, it looks amazing. It's literally just Macho Man flexing his arm. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Oh yeah. But either way,
have you noticed that his axe is also just 2 biceps?
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, rest in peace to one of the GOATs. But as we see right now, these players dancing around, both of them with different weapons in hand. We got the axe on Issa and New Zomber with the Rocket Lance here. Both of them trying to work out some pressure and get some strong hits. Now we got the double axes coming out.
Ooh, and great aggression coming off here from the edge of the map from New Zomber, keeping Issa off, using a lot of pressure, and he does actually allow Issa to get back onto the stage just to hit him with another combo, predicting the movement beautifully, and Issa is in a rough spot right now. They have barely been able to touch the ground for the past 20 seconds, and they've just been smacked around with that axe.
Yeah, but now they got these guitars in hand, and we know how fast this weapon can be sometimes. Really easy to get into your opponent's face and put down some pretty strong damage. As you can see right here, what are you doing, Issa? You just gave up stage control for what? Why?
His reasons are beyond our understanding, Skiff. We are just
They
observer. We're just observing. We are nothing but spectators to the spectacle that is this set right now.
I mean, granted, like, they were able to still get back to stage and kind of able to reset neutral, but I can't help but feel like going off stage like that and giving New Zomber free reign of the stage didn't help put you in a position that now you're behind and taking some decent damage here in the process to find a way to get that stock right back, but they're in the yellow.
And Zomber also really likes being on that ledge. We've seen it time and time again. He really, really thrives whenever you put him there. So it's definitely something you want to avoid. It did turn out fine this time. And we are actually seeing a very even game right now. Scratch that. Zomber is on a little bit of a streak here. That could have been a massive signature. But Issa is in a no rush. He's maneuvering very well. He's just struggling to find these punishes.
Yep. Okay. Here we go, trying to find a way to poke through. Not going to be enough to take that stock right there. Oh, wow, actually catching him off guard.
Oh, and the exhausted one as well.
Goodness. I was not expecting the second one. The first one, I was like, okay, unfortunately, didn't take the stock.
Yeah, he went back too.
Oh,
yeah, he was like, I'm gonna go over and take this weapon. Never mind, psych, and then hits him with the second one. Super good by New Zomber. Issa again. Having a bit of a hard time here, but I do believe that we could be seeing yet another legend swap here.
We could, and I wouldn't. Oh, it looks like they might be sticking out. Is that still Ragnar?
That is the Ragnar. That is indeed that. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm a Bryn main, level 89 Bryn main. Don't at me. Best legend in the game. We've seen Issa on the spear. We've seen Issa on the axe. Issa, I want to see the Bryn, man. Come on, I know you want to. You play both of these weapons, dude. You can do it. It's a good play.
But maybe they want to stick with having the guitars in hand. All right, just kind of sat there, just allowed them to get that first weapon. Okay, interesting start to the game. I'm a little confused, but whatever.
Like Slators, we take a sip of cola, do you know?
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Getting back on the stage here. Fantastic job so far from Issa. Both these players trading some hits back and forth. No one getting a super strong, big opening quite yet.
A very... I wouldn't say laid back game. This is everything but laid back, but definitely lower tempo than we saw previously.
Well, I think it just also has to do with the gravity of the situation as well. I mean, Issa gonna end up losing that stock anyway, but now 2 stocks away from being sent to the loser's bracket here, and that means New Zomber is guaranteed at least second, going to be sitting in grands if they can find a way to close out these next 2.
And Issa has truly a mountain to climb here. He needs to. He's already behind in this game, and then he needs to win 2 more to be able to close it out. It's going to be very, very difficult, but Issa can do it. I believe. I believe, Skiff. I'm an Issa believer.
I mean, yeah, Issa has definitely shown some pretty strong moments, you know, being able to get some big hits here. They actually did a really good job last game, getting some hits right back. Oh, dude, they are struggling. They are afraid to pull the trigger of actually just trying to throw out the Sarah. And look at this. That was a very scary position to put themselves into. They did get a little bit lucky, I think, of getting that stock out of the way and getting back to stage. But I feel like that was way too much risk for the ward.
Yeah, a little bit iffy. But, oh no, that's going to be not going to be able to get back to the ledge either. This is a full stock lead at this point, and Zomber, I feel like this might just be me, but I feel like we're seeing Zomber getting a little bit more chilled out. He thinks it's over.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit scary here. Oh, I mean, Issa could definitely do it. We know what Axe is capable of, and especially if they can get some Qatar gameplay going through, they can rack up damage very, very quickly, switch over to the Axe to close things out. But the problem is that you got to find a way to dance around New Zomber for 2 straight stocks without taking too many hits of your own.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult, but he is doing a good job so far. Pretty even at trades though, which is not something we want here. Is a good recovery. Tries to go for the second one. That would have been massive, but the punish, he's just missing punish after punish right now. Things are not going his way. That's going to be the weapon throw into the true combo, but new Zomber misses it. This is a one last chance from Issa, and he is going to be using it. He's able to find that stock.
Yeah, I mean, okay, and we got the guitars out too. We know what the possibilities are here. Oh, see, you could definitely see they tried to get it started up, was not able to find the hit they want. We got the axe in hand in the red too. This is a terrible spot to be in, and as we see, new Zomber finds a way to clean it up, not going to allow a game 4 in any way, shape, or form. And that was just a fantastic way to close out a strong trio here. Wow.
One shot, one opportunity, and it looks like Issa did not capture it. He did indeed let it slip. This is going to be a 3-0, new Zomber advancing into the grand finals, but Issa is not out of the equation yet. He's going to be sent down to the lower final, facing the winners of Mr. Boy versus God is King, or Candy King, depending on which version you prefer, which we are going to be seeing next.
It's God is King. This is This is North American.
Know.
You never know. You do never know. But this is the North America region. So, and
it could be a Swedish American Swede.
There's always a chance. There is always a chance. But as we take a look at the bracket here, we can see exactly how everything's played out. New Zomber not dropping a game yet. 5 straight games in a row, and they're going to be looking to go for 8 straight in grand finals. But whoever's going to play them is going to have to be sitting a while to wait to see who that's going to be, because we got Mr. Boy versus God is King coming up again, back to best of 3. But again, the winner of that will take on Issa. Everybody here is in the money now. It's just the more you win, the more money you get.
Indeed, and also do keep in mind, Issa has already beaten Mr. Boy, as you can see in the second round of the upper bracket on the lower hand side. It did go to a game 3. I don't exactly remember what happened during that match. Oh yeah, that was the crazy one where Mr. Boy got the 3 stock, but Issa prevailed on the Jala. That rematch would be very fun to see. But we also haven't seen Issa go up against God is King, so it would be fun to see how that plays out as well. Either way, let's focus on the match we've got up ahead of us. Mr. Boy versus God is King. What's your thoughts on this, Kif?
Well, it's going to be a battle for sure. I mean, God is King has definitely shown
they're going to fight in the game Brawlhalla, indeed.
Well, like, God is King has shown, hey, even being sent down to the losers bracket, they're not ready to call it quits. They're not done playing in any way, shape, or form. They've got a little bit more left in the tank, and we're going to see exactly how much. However, Mr. Boy, also being sent down to losers bracket here, we did see the Artemis come out before. I think we saw them switch. I forget. I think they might have stuck with Artemis the entire time. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, we're going to see that Cassie come out to play once again. We've got unique weapons across the board. Let's get it.
Let's go. We're seeing the expected character picks coming out. This is what we like to see. This is the matchup that we were expecting to see, the one we were excited for, and they're going to be delivering it to us. And what are they doing in your room, Skiff?
I don't know. They're literally fighting behind me right now. It's making a lot of noise. You might need to speak up, Polymonto, because I don't think I can hear you across all these blaster sounds and rocket lances flying all over the place.
Yeah, no, understandable. That rocket lance, it has to get so loud for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it has to
the
be.
dodge
Rockets in general sound very, very loud, so. But either way, as we get further into this game, it's been relatively even so far. We do get that one signature. We're going to be putting on a little bit of extra damage. No stock disappearing quite yet, though.
Nice Nair coming out. And this is it right here. Mr. Boy, I mean, we talk so much about Lance's momentum, and that is definitely something that Mr. Boy has in his repertoire, but he is very, very strong when it comes to the neutral game as well.
Mm-hmm. And there we go. We got a couple rocket lances in play here now. Mr. B gonna be juggling. Said, I hope you like the circus. I got an act for you. And it continues to try and dominate here. Tries to pick up a little bit of extra damage. And there we go on the board with a nice soft yellow.
Nice soft yellow indeed. Not really going into that harsher yellow, edging on that orange yet. Unlike Mr. Boy, which will be edging off the map, losing their first stock here. Candy King keeping it even and competitive here.
You're not gonna let this
Mr. Boy
go.
responding quickly.
You're not gonna let that go.
Mr. Boy is responding quickly and actually catching that lead here back.
Yeah, not looking too bad here right now. Although, okay, not gonna do a whole lot of damage there, but a 1, a 2. Oh no, you get spiked for all your troubles here as Mr. Boy finds a great way to clean up that stock, maintain this lead as well. And honestly, this is a much better lead to be having as well.
Yeah, this is a massive lead, especially with that Lannis. Of course, Mr. Boy, Lannis is where he thrives, and God is King is struggling to retaliate right now. He's throwing out these signatures. That's a really good combo, though. Not quite enough to get that stock off just yet, though. Luckily, I mean, that would be quite strange. But he's on this hammer now, probably looking for a recovery or something off stage.
Definitely looking for it. There we go.
No, he's chasing him down with that side stick. Beautifully played.
I do not blame him. I mean, you got that hammer. That's a scary weapon. If you're not chasing down your opponent with a hammer, I mean, what are you really doing? You zoning with a hammer? Come on.
If you're not chasing them down, you're on the ledge looking for a hammer recovery.
Yeah, that is pretty much the truth here. Well, let's see what plays out. Mr. Boy just needs a couple strong hits to really close this out, or just one.
One strong hit.
Yeah, one signature.
And there it is, going to be taking that game. And I'm very, very curious to see both of these players. We haven't seen on that many different legends. If we're going to be seeing any kind of swap-offs here. Just taking another look at the forms that the players have sent us. God is King, when asked who is your alternative character, he said non-available. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of other legends.
I think we did see them switch off earlier. I forgot who they played, but they did switch off Cassidy briefly.
Same with Mr. Boy, by the way. When asked what his alternative legend is, he said Artemis.
Yeah. I play one character. And you know what? I respect a character loyalist. But either way,
Me too, for sure.
both these... Oh, geez, you got too aggressive and you paid the price as Mr. Boy here finds a way to get a nice, strong lead very early into the match as well.
Oh! And the weapon throw hitting him in the head, just interrupting. But God is King able to get another end light out of it either way. That was a very goofy interaction. I like.
Oh, okay. Going low here. I like that. And then getting aggressive right as you get on stage as well. More damage getting piled on. God is King. You got to be a little careful here. Throwing out these hitboxes.
Now, Mr. Boy quite damaged. Goddess King needs to find a D-light here, a Seer, a recovery. It looks like Goddess King, when you don't know what to do, when you're a little bit clueless, you can always throw out a signature. At least if you're on Cassidy, and it's been working out very, very well so far.
All right, there we go. A little bit of extra damage here, and a big stock getting picked up. And man, this game is definitely looking very grim, despite having the scythe in hand. My goodness. 2-1 now, and just barely into that yellow, too.
I know that skin for Artemis is supposed to be like a black hole, but I've always thought it looks like the Grim Reaper. Speaking of
It kind
grim.
of is, regardless. Oh, God. Could that
I mean,
be
you
it?
got a scythe, and you're looking like that. That's not going to be it just yet, but we're getting very, very close here. And again, another side signature to close off the stock. That is a confident 2-stock finish as we're going into 2-0 here. Mr. Boy is thriving.
Doing a fantastic job there. As we can see that 2 fade in. Going to be punching their ticket as they move forward into the lower finals, losers finals here. They're going to be taking on Issa, who we saw lose not too long ago to new Zomber. So we'll definitely see how that plays out here. This should be very interesting to see how this exactly all comes down. But how did you feel about the last match, Polly?
I feel very good. Again, I did mention Mr. Boy and Issa. We have seen this game before, and it was one of the crazier sets today. I did expect them to go. I did expect them to advance in the bracket, and I'm happy we get to see this. I'm happy we get to see this this rematch. In terms of the match of this match itself, if I were to keep my focus there, God is King. he had a lot of good moments, as I mentioned, on the blasters and on the hammer. Again, doing a good job at baiting out attacks with the blasters. But Mr. Boy, he just didn't flinch most of the time. He's just ruthless, precise, and quite simply did not mess up as much.
Yeah, I mean, there's
sometimes
definitely...
it comes down to that. It doesn't come down to who has the flashiest plays, the most immaculate, crazy gimps. It just comes down to he had better bread and butter combos, he had better neutral game,
Yeah, and I mean, definitely using that Rocket Lance as well, putting down a lot of pressure, getting some strong hits. So definitely got to hand it to them for just playing the way that they do. So, but they're gonna have again their hands full with this this next player here, Issa Nagi, who honestly, is the reason why that they're in the losers bracket in the first place. So they're definitely going to be looking for a little bit of revenge. Both of them would like to go fight new Zomber, but I'm sure Issa would like to take this one and try to get revenge with their own. But we'll definitely see as we get to this best of 5 losers finals here. Again, second place money on the line, at least second place. So we'll see how both these players kind of rise to the occasion.
And we're also fighting this set out, of course, now in a new environment. This is going to be a best out of 5 match, which means that you need to get to 3 games to be able to win, which I think both players will appreciate very much. Mr. Boy maybe feeling like he got, sold off short, not able to prove himself in only a best out of 3 format. Issa now going to have to fight, both players going to have to fight a little bit harder and a little bit longer.
Yep, and this is the only match I think we saw today that went to game 3 earlier. So who knows? Maybe we see a game 5.
Who knows?
Everything else has been a pretty clean sweep.
Indeed, it would be very exciting to see. These players were incredibly back and forth, with definitely a pendulum effect, considering it went 3-0 and then afterwards like 2-0 or something crazy like that. And we are going to be seeing a brand new character coming out from Issa. It's going to be the Axe and Cannon with the Zol.
I love Zol. Oh, dude, he hits so hard. Cannon's my favorite weapon in the game. I love Cannon. It's just so cool. So Mr. Boy's gonna have his hands full quite a bit.
I love the fact that when you hit someone with the cannon, it just sounds like you smack them with a fridge.
Is that like a national sport out in Sweden?
Oh yeah, 100%. And it has a 20-second stock skip. This always happens. I think that is also. I think it was also during the Issa versus Mr. Boy game where we lose our attention for 20 seconds and someone just lost their stock.
I mean, hey.
And that's a second one. That's a second one. He thought he touched the wall, but he didn't.
Oh, you hate to see it. That's really unfortunate here for Mr. Boy. And you know what? Issa's gonna take that and run with it. These cannons, like we thought.
Oh my god.
The Rocket Lance combos were a bit of a problem, but if you can find the combos with Cannon, these stocks disappear just a little bit faster.
Yeah, no, the Cannon is such a dynamic weapon. It can be as gimpy and zero to deathy as a Scythe and as precise in the neutral and, methodically in the neutral game as Sword. It's a very, very dynamic weapon, especially in the right hand side. It looks like Issa's hands are definitely capable of managing a cannon.
Yeah, well, okay. Definitely looking for a hit to try and close that out. Looking for these SIGs as well. Having trouble landing this hit. The Sair won't be enough. Next hit should definitely be able to do it, though. Whoa! Big SIG!
Massive signature. Mr. Boy already down to their last stock in red here. All Issa really needs is one confirmation combo, and he's looking for it. Probably going to be a GC delight into Nair, but he's not able to find it. Mr. Boy is able to get that stock off, and this is a glimmer of hope.
I mean, you definitely got to be on top of your combo game here. You got to basically, I think, dodge every hit from Issa moving forward, because again, Zol's got that very high damage output.
9 strength.
He hurts. Yeah.
He hurts for sure. He's on that axe as well. Looking for a Sair, Endlight, anything at this point. Goes for that Sair. Oh, but that's going to be what is going on! Unbelievable indeed. I barely caught what was going on. I was just waiting. Issa's about to find a Sair. He's about to find a Sair. And Mr. Boy just throws it up into the air like a ladder. And he just keeps on climbing until his stock is gone.
That was crazy. That was so insane. The fact that he had a 3 stock to 1 lead and lost it Lost it all. Really showcases how Mr. Boy was feeling after their match earlier. Definitely looking for some revenge, and that is definitely a huge blow. Not just, you know, taking the game lead, but to the mental game here. Issa's definitely be feeling the pressure.
I love the matchup of these players, dude. They are so even, and you never know what to expect. That's 10 seconds into the match, and Mr. Boy almost already lost his stock, and he's turning it around. We're 15 seconds into the game, and we've almost seen 2 reverses, and Issa is able to close it out. A 20-second knockout with his stock only at yellow. Issa, you had a strong start before, but you weren't able to sustain it. Are you going to be able to do so now?
Yeah, that's why, like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, that was a great start, but, like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, we've already seen what can happen in game 1. But we'll see if Issa can bunker down here, try to find a way to get some pretty strong hits. So far, we got Mr. Boy evening things up pretty quickly.
The lead is gone.
Yep.
Yeah, he has that small damage lead, but I mean, Mr. Boy, he has that weapon advantage. Albeit Issa played that super well, the weapon advantage didn't matter, end up mattering that much, so now it is a bit more even. And Issa is off stage with a cannon, and you don't want to see this, Skip. This is not a position you want to be in if you're Mr. Boy. So he's going to be skadoodling back onto the stage, and now it looks like the table turns have table turned.
You got it. You got it, Poppy.
Thank you. Thank you. English is not my main language.
I know, I know.
I can't believe you're laughing right now, Skip. This is
I'm
good.
sorry,
you're gonna be seeing tweet mongers about this.
You know, I'll take it at this point. But either way, definitely got to hand it to Mr. Boy, who, despite getting dunked very early, is doing an amazing job of battling back here. Of course, I say something, I give them a little bit of props, and I look like an absolute buffoon.
Classic. Always happens.
You know, I look like a buffoon, and English is my first language, so, I mean, you can't be struggling that much. You'll be fine.
Again, completely evened out, but Mr. Boy has that weapon advantage, and again, Issa is able to not let that matter that much. But Mr. Boy, I mean, from what we've seen so far, I'm led to believe that Mr. Boy, he kind of shines in these last stock situations. And Issa, this could be the right about the time where he starts getting a little bit nervous, a little bit shaky.
Oh, these ground pounds from both players are terrifying here. Mr. Boy doing an amazing job of really not worrying about these signatures at all. Just so elusive. Racking up a lot of damage.
Not the ladder! Not the ladder! Not again! Don't do my man like this. Oh, he's trying to get back onto the stage.
Oh, no.
He goes for the reverser there immediately. Tries to go for the sear, but the recovery to turn it around. And already, the tables have turned yet again.
Oh, jeez! Mr. Boy just barely hanging on here, trying to battle his way through. He gets the rocket lance in hand, looking for a sig, not gonna be able to find the hit that he wants. Oh, this is so terrifying here. Issa's got a lot of pressure because they know that they've blown a lead before. They don't want to do it again, but Mr. Boy just needs one more hit. They both need one more hit. Ah!
Oh, there it is. It almost looked like that wasn't going to be it either. That's going to be 1-1 on the board, though. And Skiff, I have a funny feeling. I think you were right on the money with the fact that this could be a best out of 5. I don't like calling it early, but I think that is there's definitely a timeline where that is what's going to be going down.
Yeah, I mean, hey, again, the only matchups we've seen today where both players have taken a game is between these two. So we could be in for quite the long battle. We'll definitely see as we get into game 3 here, going to Apocalypse. And man, that is surely what this game feels like, what these battles between these two feel like at the end of every game.
100%. And Issa, we've known you to have strong starts in every single game so far. That weapon throw was so good to keep Mr. Boy out of the way so he's able to pick up that other weapon. Using the milliseconds of stun he was able to get out of that to get that weapon. Very, very well played. Issa always in a super good flow at the beginning of the game. Mr. Boy just going for a full set ground pound, not going to be connecting. DC connecting from Issa though, and the recovery, but the stock just refuses to drop. Issa keeps smacking him over and over and over again. It's the third time where he's going to be able to pick up that KO.
We'll definitely see if Issa can find a way to keep this going here, because this is twice now we've seen early stocks and then Mr. Boy just battles it back. Just want to see if Issa can keep that momentum going here and not allowing Mr. Boy to have even the smallest bit of energy.
Mr. Boy's a scythe though. And I've said always, you know, or at least so far, Mr. Boy, his strongest weapon is definitely Lance. But I'm waiting for this scythe blow up. Feel like it's coming. good couple of attacks, swapping over to the lands for the finisher now. Definitely respectable. Probably looking for a Sierra, one of his signatures. Scratch that. He's full sending yet again and just going off stage. Mr. Boy is rarely afraid.
Yep, and there we go, evening it back up. Really, the damage isn't too far, and whenever he's got this Rocket Lance in hand, does a pretty solid job here. Okay, just getting some decent damage. Is going to allow Issa to get that rocket, or that cannon in hand, excuse me.
Good damage lead here coming out from Issa, throwing out that signature. Mr. Boy going for something massive, and Issa, instead of trying to capitalizing off the situation, is going to be going straight back onto the stage, and now the positions are swapped. But Issa is, I was gonna say he's able to get back up onto the stage, but he just got anti-aired and then ended up in the same place again. Mr. Boy going over to the other side though, allowing Issa to get back up.
I do like that they went to the other side instead of just trying to deal with the potential edge guard situation. Say, hey, look, I'll just reset neutral. You get that side, I get this side. Let's play our game.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I don't like it that much because I feel like Mr. Boy is doing so much better on the offstage. Like, Issa is popping off, which, you know, subconsciously you're led to believe he's probably popping off offstage, but a lot of the time he's just, like, doing cannon stuff in the air.
Yeah, but, like, just still, I guess just the possibility of a ground pound, because Issa will go for it. So, like, I think... Like, I understand what you're saying, because, like, he is doing a good job of just staying consistent, but I think just heading back to the other side is still a pretty good play. But right now, we're getting into a last stock scenario here. The damage, I mean, there is extra credit, but not a whole lot. So we'll see if Mr. Boy can find a way to kind of keep this momentum going here. But right now, Issa not looking too shabby.
Yeah, we'll leave that offstage play up for the YouTube comment section to decide. But Mr. Boy already with a massive combo, and the ground pound Issa didn't even touch. That's 2-1 on the board. Mr. Boy with a ruthless finisher. You said, oh no, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. You know, he's gonna make that back. And then Mr. Boy says psych and hits him with another ground pound. He's ruthless on it.
Yep, yeah, he's definitely very good at that. So we'll see. I mean, Issa, it's now or never. I mean, I know Mr. Boy, he's feeling a certain way. He wants to get this W, not just over Issa, but he wants to make it the grand finals. And honestly, being able to deny Issa from getting there must be a sweet feeling. But still, you've got at least one more game to go through. You got to stay on top of him.
This could be the revenge arc right here for Mr. Boy. Issa is the man who denied him to get into winners finals, and now he can deny Issa from getting into grand finals. So who's gonna have the last laugh? This game might decide that.
Yeah, we'll definitely see for sure. Right now, doing a good job of that scythe, and honestly, I think that scythe has come in pretty clutch a few times here, especially when cannon is in hand. I know they've been trading hits a lot.
Oh my god, and that's what I mean.
Lance, but
it's just, dude. It's just stuff in the air. I don't even know anymore. Sorry.
No, you're good. But when they have the scythe in hand, they do a pretty good job of kind of controlling the pace here and really kind of battling with Issa.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very good. Mr. Boy obviously his focus is on that lance, but he definitely does not suffer a lot from having a scythe in his hand either. He's definitely able to utilize it. Oh my god, Issa! No,
strong hits, yeah.
Issa, don't! What is this, man? Mr. Boy's on his last stock now. This is such a massive showing from Issa.
Yeah, but we've been in this position before, Polly.
Not 3-1. I don't think... Have we gone a 3-1 like this? I don't know if we have. Have we gone a 3-0 though? Have we gone a 3-0? Sorry, I'm calling it too early. I really had a feeling Issa was about to end that stock right there, but Mr. Boy is not out of it just yet. He might be a little bit shaky though, a little bit discombobulated from this beginning of this match.
Yeah, this is definitely looking very tough though, especially getting into that red. We do have the scythe coming out here, see if they can find a way to... Ooh!
Oh my god!
Okay. No hopes.
That is
I gotta hand it to Issa too for really being able to bunker down and just close out that with a 3-stock, because the last time we saw that 3-stock to 1 scenario, it was actually a Mr. Boy W. So good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. And you called it, Skiff. Here we are at game 5.
Oh, this is gonna be tough, Holly. This is gonna be very tough.
It's going to be super tough, but I don't know, man. It's so back and forth. I don't even know who I would bet on in this situation. Both of them are looking so strong. Both of them are capable of great things, and there's been so many turnarounds. I'm pretty sure they've gone like you know, back and forth throughout the entire set, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is we're on Miami Dome, so like We've seen some stocks disappear from these guys pretty quickly, but this is about to be a whole nother speed. Just barely missing on that SIG.
Also with the pillar at the bottom of the stage, if Mr. Boy is able to utilize that, you can do some pretty funny stuff with the lance as well, knocking up against that. But again, guys, these things happen. These players, they're not resetting the game. This is most likely technical difficulties. Game?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Unfortunate, but I guess it is what it is. We apologize for that. Especially in a Game 5 scenario, you hate to see stuff like this, but unfortunately, sometimes servers are, they're servers. There's not much you can do about that.
Like a really trash book, we're leaving it on a cliffhanger. Imagine your own ending, guys. See you next week. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to catch the rest of the gameplay. This might be a case of we're just going to get the results. In which case we apologize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, it's very, very unfortunate, but hey, you know what? We at least got a grands coming up here. So it might have just been a situation where we disconnected, which isn't the best case scenario, but it's like, because you don't want the players to deal with any sort of lag or any sort of disconnections, because that can really mess up the flow. So ideally, from a competitive standpoint, I hope they're fine. But from a spectator standpoint, I hope they crash. I hope they crash so we can see that Game 5. I want to see that Game 5. There's so much on the line here.
There's so much on the line. Prizes, glory, all of it. And it's going to be coming down. And I mean, the grand finals is going to be even more hype. And we got that coming up in just a moment. Of course, if Issa were to advance, that would be the rematch. That would be the rematch against New Zomber. Whereas I don't believe Mr. Boy has faced New Zomber. Yeah, no, he did, since he went down to Issa.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess we're just waiting to see exactly what's going on here. Hopefully, I'd like to see them play out Game 5. I'd like them for also not to lose any momentum. But do we have any confirmation on exactly what happened?
We do not, but I do believe it is a crash.
All right. Well, again, hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday night. It's currently almost 10 o'clock here in the Midwest, so on the East Coast. I know you might be getting a little bit tired here, but hey, if you guys want to stick around and continue to watch some good Brawlhalla action, we would appreciate you sticking around here. Again, if you're having a good time, let us know in the chat. Hello, chat. I hope you guys are having a good time.
And if you are in the Midwest and you're getting tired, think about me and simply cease being tired.
If you're just tuning in here, Polymonto actually lives in Sweden, so it's like, 5 a.m. for you right now? It's very early in the morning, but you know what? You'll be able to get a nice, good breakfast and maybe take a quick little nap.
Yeah, I might be able to do that indeed. So looks like we're trying to remake the room at the moment, but we are still in the dark in terms of what is happening in that previous room. Yet again, we truly apologize, guys. There's not much we can do, unfortunately. These computers, they have a mind of their own.
Mm-hmm. But hey, since you're here and we have some time, if you are interested in knowing who the casters are, you're about to see our beautiful faces in just a moment. My name is Skiff. With me is Polymonto. If you've been enjoying our commentary and if you watch a lot of Brawlhalla, you've probably seen us before already. You can follow me on Twitter at Skiff Talks. Polymonto, you can follow at Polymonto. Poly, so how long have you been involved with Brawlhalla?
Since COVID, the beginning of COVID. That's when I started playing, which is, I don't even know how long, 4 years? 4 years, I think.
It's been quite a bit of time now. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and when we are also, I've heard some people describe this era of Brawlhalla as the COVID era. A lot of players that started in COVID and they've been grinding hard. They've been replacing these more OG players, and that's kind of the new generation that we're seeing right now. And also players that started even after COVID. I mean, it's crazy. We're getting a lot of new talents in the scene right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. There's definitely been a very big blow up in talent and players as well. We were both at BCX not too long ago, actually it has been a bit of a while now. So back in November though, fantastic time, had a lot of fun there. I just was at DreamHack
It
Dallas.
was so much fun.
Dude,
Yeah, I could not after BCX. I could not speak for like a week, dude. I think if you go to the image galleries, you just see me at the front row of the seats with a massive Swedish flag, just screaming in every single picture. There's not a single picture where I'm not screaming.
Yeah. But hey, let's take a quick look at the bracket once again here. Again, BCX was a good time, but right now we're having a good time here as well. So again, we are still waiting to see what's going on, but Issa versus Mr. Boy was in a Game 5 scenario. So, I mean, it was looking like a pretty good game. We had the Zol taking on the Artemis, and man, they were getting some big hits on each other. It was basically Rocket Lance versus Cannon, who gets the first hit and who gets carried off the stage.
Yeah, and I mean, Zomber. I mean, we've been seeing Issa extremely strong in the tournament, and Zomber was able to 3-0 him. So I mean, it's Zomber is an incredibly strong player, and we do have an update here on the screen. It looks like Issa is going to be closing out that game. The Cannon Fridge Slammer Extraordinaire is going to be getting his rematch.
Yep. So, hey, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we're able to catch Game 5. I know some people in the chat might be a little bit disappointed as well, but hey, things happen. We do apologize, but the action is not over. We got a grand final matchup here with New Zomber taking on Issa once again. So this should be very interesting. Like you mentioned too, a 3-0 in New Zomber's favor earlier. We had that, I believe, Algrim coming out and just landing some big hits. So again, best of 5, grand finals. Let's see what happens.
And also, Skiff, we mustn't forget we are legally obligated to describe what a grand final in a double elimination format entails. As you can see, there's an L next to Issa's name, and there's a W next to New Zomber's name. This means that, again, you need to lose twice to get knocked out of the tournament fully. So if Issa were to win this best out of 5, that means that we are resetting the bracket and going back into another best out of 5, whereas New Zomber only needs to win once.
Absolutely true. We'll definitely see how it plays out. Again, both... What?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, go on, sorry.
So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting grand final scenario here. I mean, New Zomber, I almost said Mr. Zomber. We're combining Mr. Boy and New Zomber. They are Mr. Zomber now. So we're going to be having
a cool name.
A very, honestly, it's not too bad. But New Zomber implies an old Zomber, but New Zomber definitely being the newer model here has definitely been performing very well all day today. Hasn't dropped a single game, and we'll see if they can continue to keep that going here, or if Issa, digging deep, definitely in a couple spots there where Mr. Boy was able to get some pretty clutch victories. See if they got a little bit in the back pocket here, see if they can make something happen.
And I mean, we've been seeing Issa with a bit of momentum here. We've been seeing them; they're starting to get into the flow state. And I mean, if you know anything about fighting UFC, you know how much of a big deal that can be whenever you're going into a rematch like this.
And we're actually going to be seeing
Also,
the Onyx come out here too. Yep.
Yeah.
So hey,
Onyx
sticking with the Cannon
gauntlets
here, I like that. The Cannon was doing pretty good, but you also get the gauntlets to kind of brawl a little bit harder, get some nice, strong gameplay. Combo game going on, so we'll definitely see how this works out. But right now, we're going to see if New Zomber on the Macho Man can keep it together.
And we are going into it. And oh my god, I've been playing this game for 4 years. I never noticed the background on Demon Island is animated. I feel dizzy, Skiff. What is going on? Look at that.
I feel like that might be new. No?
I feel like that might be new too. I don't know how long that's been in there.
Yeah, because
I don't play in tournaments. I use custom backgrounds. But anyway, let's put the attention back to the stars in the arena here. We got Issa doing some major damage onto New Zomber, and Jesus Christ. Again, we're seeing the same kind of energy from the last game from Issa here, and he's carrying it into this game. The momentum, Skiff. The momentum.
Yeah, definitely doing a very fantastic job here. I mean, again, that's kind of what happens sometimes when you come from the loser side of bracket, right? You just won a set, right? Now, your adrenaline could be running out, or your adrenaline could be reaching a peak, but you start playing a little bit better sometimes, because also your opponent, sometimes they need a little bit of time to warm up here, but New Zomber, I wouldn't count him out at all, just barely missing the ground pound with the axe, and still not even closing out the stock here. They've taken a little bit of damage, and they're trying to find a way to get this done, but there we go. The Sair cleaning it up. Beautifully played.
Sometimes also if you went down to like the eliminations bracket, you might figure out, you know, oh, I'm playing super good on this weapon today. It just turns out that in this case for Issa, that's a fridge flying at about approximately 240 kilometers per hour.
Exactly. I don't know how fast it is in miles per hour because, you know, we do things a little bit differently over here, but
More
that's
than
not
7.
a conversation to have tonight. We can have that after the tournament. But either way, right now we do see Issa trying to battle their way through. They've got some gauntlets in the hand. They do have a nice little lead here. See if they can maintain it.
Able to catch that upwards combo, and now yet another one on the cannon, and yeah, that finishes so early on the cannon, especially on this map. On this map, generally, especially if you're in the center of the stage, you do want to try and finish those stocks upwards, which is why also Issa, you know, he has a pretty good situation here with his cannon, with his recoveries, because he loves finishing it off with them. Whereas Zomber has to use the stairs, and that's a far distance that he's gonna have to travel.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. A little bit difficult here. Some big damage coming out. Issa maintaining a strong lead. That's not gonna be able to take the stock. And showing that Zomber certainly does bleed as they're probably 2 hits away. Yep, from closing out a game, making the first loss that Zomber has suffered all day today.
Yeah, that is, you're completely right. I didn't even think about that. That is absolutely massive. Issa with the glow up here, probably going to be sticking to that Onyx as well. And we're seeing Zomber, oh boy. Oh boy, things are getting serious. We're seeing Zomber swapping over to what they describe as their main. We're seeing the Hattori coming out.
Yep, so that's actually kind of crazy that we're seeing that too, huh? They've been on Algrim the entire day, and that's their secondary. So hey, it's like, oh, you made me bleed. Looks like I'm going to have to use 70% of my power as they bring out their main here in Hattori. We'll definitely see how it plays out. This is the most anime tournament I've seen in a hot minute.
It is definitely pretty anime, and also Hattori, if I do have to say so myself, pretty solid counter going up against Onyx.
Yep.
Of course, something that I always like to mention is that Gauntlet's sidelight is actually a perfect punish setup for a spear downlight. So as long as Zomber is holding a spear and he knows what he's doing, Issa is not going to be able to use that move at all.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see how it plays out. Again, having all that additional speed too, it's going to probably be a little difficult for Issa to try and find a way to pin down Zomber. And that sword coming out too, this is going to be a very big game changer. Lots of quick hits.
Yeah, for sure. That's what Hattori is all about. That 8 base speed is going to make you a very, very speedy boy. Now...
Okay.
So far, we're seeing, as we mentioned time and time again, Issa is the king of extremely good beginnings in very good openings, but Zomber is actually looking incredibly solid here, and we're seeing the same kind of game plan from Zomber as on the Olgrim, but with a new weapon over so well. This again, Hattori is bread and butter. You gotta keep just good neutral, get your combos in, and finito.
Exactly. Oh, okay, that was huge. Spot dodge?
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
The spot dodge?
That was
There's
terrifying.
another move right there. That's a statement. Yeah, I thought he was into that signature, dude, but he's able to hit that timing.
That was very scary, Polly. Like, that was a stock, 100%. They said, nuh-uh. I'll just move to the side.
That's always the kind of stuff that you think you're gonna be able to dodge, but then you end up getting hit by it anyway. But Zomber, being the anime protagonist, does not get hit by it. The GCD sig, beautiful as well. Dare Sair coming out. Issa going to be able to dodge the helicopter though.
There we go, putting on some pretty solid damage here. Oh, big play. Wow, gotta be taking the stock. And yeah, this switch to Hattori is definitely Zomber saying I have to use 100% of my power, I guess. Oh no, this is not looking good for Issa. 3 stocks to 1.
And Issa also, with Issa, you know, having such a good streak right now, has to completely reset, right? This is something completely new. All of a sudden, he just hits this wall, and this could really take a toll on his mental.
And just struggling a lot to take this stock off the Hattori. Look at how deep in the red. Finally disappears here. But yeah, I mean, Issa can try to battle as best as they can, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a character switch after this.
I also wouldn't be surprised. Still full stock lead. The dream is not dead just yet, but it is definitely looking grim, especially as new Zomber knocks him off stage. But the tables do turn. Issa is able to get some anti-air damage.
All right, here we go. Both of them kind of dancing around each other, swinging, missing some hits, but definitely trying to get some strong plays started. And Issa, I mean, with this cannon too, you can see stocks disappear very quickly. We've seen what Issa's capable of. Granted, that was on the Zol earlier. New Zomber doing a pretty good job controlling the pace of the game, controlling the stage as well.
Doing a very good job as indeed. Well, tries to go for the GCN sync as well. Issa was expecting that though, and that was a beautifully played offstage interaction by Issa. Both of these players incredibly strong on that offstage. But now still Issa just one good hit away from knockout here. New Zomber is looking for it. He tried to bait it with that end line, but he's not able to find any of these major hits. Issa's playing this so well. New Zomber just genuinely cannot find it. Scratch that, he's able to get it the next second. But I mean, Issa was one hit and was able to take him from white to orange. We were seeing a bit of a glow up towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really like that, and I could see Issa sticking around now. I thought that this was going to be it after the 3-stock-to-1 lead, but a couple strong hits here, and it looks like they started getting comfortable with the matchup. All right, cool. I'm actually cool with them sticking with Onyx. I thought I wasn't going to be, right? But they battled back pretty hard. It just took a little bit, but once they got their buttons down, they got the momentum and the energy and the pacing. Once they kind of figured all that out, they started looking a lot better.
Yes, 100%. And it is now up for the next game for him to redeem himself. As I always like to say, 2 dots draw a line. If he is, if he's coming out, getting good trades and evening out the lead for every single stock, if he keeps that momentum, he's gonna start being in the lead himself now.
Definitely gotta hand it to Issa too, going down 3-0 to the secondary earlier, making a great run through the losers bracket. I mean, it was really just one match, but still, in a game 5. And now sitting here in grand finals, you took one game, forced them back into their main, and you're not doing too bad.
And this is some very intensive neutral we're seeing here, especially as we're on Small Enigma, the triple platform map. Infamous for having a ton of footsies in between the interactions.
Yep. There we go. Okay, I like that. Just a counter signature? Just say, hey, if you're coming out here, you're going to eat this. Create some space for yourself. Oh, unfortunately, that time wasn't going to work. And now you're in a very tough position. As we saw, new Zomber tried to find a way to clean this up.
He was able to bait that out, and he tries to go for the double D-light, but it's not going to be connecting. The signature will, though, and that's going to be finally a knockout for new Zomber. He has a lead, although fragile, but damage doesn't mean much unless you're able to get that stock off.
Yeah, I mean, Issa really just needs a couple strong hits here to really find a way to take the stock out of the way. Trying to throw out a sig, and the recovery's not going to do it either.
Now still Issa. He is going to be able to find that knockout finally with a beautiful combo upwards with the gauntlets. On the cannon now, this is his time to shine. But I feel like his confidence in his abilities may be swindling, and he wants to maybe lay a little bit low.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Right now, it's not looking too bad, but you're in a very tough position here. Zomber is feeling good, and look at all that pressure off the stage, forcing Issa into this terrible position they just were not able to recover. And now when we thought Issa, hey, starting to figure this out a little bit, looks like new Zomber is also making some adaptations in the way that they are approaching things.
Complete turnaround now with a full stock lead for new Zomber. Nairs all around, 4 in a row. This is what I like to see from a spear.
Oh, big damage here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he tried to go for the triple as well. He tried to go for the flex play.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta let them know. Okay, Issa with a small opening isn't able to get the recovery. This is looking very tough for Issa all of a sudden.
He needs to find something pretty big, and he needs to find it soon. Or new Zomber is going to be chipping away at his HP until he wins. You can't be taking even trades at this point. And he managed to find that dodge. Managed to find that strong punish. This could be
Yep. You can see Issa was definitely taking their time, tried to go for a big play, was not able to get the hit they need, and now we see the spear coming out. One last chance, and now we got a one-stop situation.
They got it.
Yep.
The important thing is you get it without taking any additional damage there, which he didn't.
And it's scary doing this too, because like, you see, sticking with the gauntlets, I don't hate this because you can rack up some quick damage, but as soon as that cannon comes out to play, I feel like things are going to become very, very scary here.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, New Zomber is on that sword. He only really needs like one D-Light combo at this point. He's not even going for the D-Light. He's going for the End Light instead. This is so dangerous for Issa. He needs to be on his toes constantly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, that's
going
going to be enough. That's 2-1.
Wow. Yeah, New Zomber definitely battling back here pretty strong, pulling out the main, but I almost feel like at the same time, the main is almost a weaker option. I mean, I know they won the last two after switching off Algrim, but I feel like Issa's really starting to figure this one out. And we're actually going to see a switch from Issa going over to the Mordex. And we'll see how that plays out. Going to be sticking with the gauntlets, but now having the scythe in hand as well, trying to look for those big, long strings.
Yeah, for sure. The Scythe, complete switch up here from Issa. The cannon has been working out super, super well. I feel like this might just be a shot in the dark at this point. Although I could be totally wrong, of course.
I mean, you know, it happens. All right, here we go. Holding on to these gauntlets to kind of get started here. Very relatively even to get started. Mordex, a combo machine as well. We've seen a lot of very good players play Mordex and do a lot of damage with them.
Yeah, and it's looking like so far this Mordex pick is working out quite well. He has a very tiny and fragile damage lead in New Zomber. Again, he really loves doing those GC-D6 off the side. Catches them with the D-Lights there on the way back as well. Isn't able to finish it off though.
There we go. Finally gets back to the stage. Yep, cleans up that first stock there. Issa feeling the pressure, I'm sure, but we still got a lot of game left to go.
Got a
sword in hand.
Left game to go, indeed. Is able to find that punish. Tries to follow it up as well. But the wake-ups from Issa, especially on Scythe, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for the Scythe to come out too, because we've seen only gauntlets so far. So Scythe could be a very good answer to everything that New Zomber's been doing.
You have the flexibility of being able to pull your enemy all around the place. You can control where he's going to be ending up on the map. Super, super strong part of Scythe, and also, of course, the side sig. They're crazy on Mordex.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta throw it out there, you know? Just do it. And there we go. Gonna be able to put on some good pressure on Issa. Now getting the spear in hand. Oh, Issa was going for the stock ender there. Was trying to go for it all. In some way, somehow, New Zomber found a way out.
Ooh, tries to find that punish, but he's unable to get it. It feels like, in general, on the ground, I mean, the ground is where New Zomber reigns. You don't want to take the fight there. But Issa is now unarmed. Able to get back, though. Really, really good recovery from him.
Oh, that's huge! It does get the stock. We're in a last stock scenario here for Issa. The pressure is on. New Zomber needs one more to close out the bracket. Can we find a way for Issa to dig deep and battle back here?
Okay!
Oh, that's huge!
Okay, Issa! That is so massive. Beautiful read is coming out from Issa. That's going to be an even situation here now for Issa's tournament stock.
Okay. Oh, this is so terrifying at the moment. Oh, God. Okay, gets the first hit, but the string is definitely going to go towards Issa here.
Okay.
No, what happened?
What? Issa gets it. It's a game 5 skip. It's not over yet.
I don't know what happened at the end there.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happens, but I'm all for it, Skiff. We're going to be seeing more gameplay. It's not over just quite yet.
Yeah, that is a bit terrifying, because now you're in a game 5 situation here. You give Issa that ray of hope going into that game 5, and now they're one game away from getting the bracket reset. All the pressure's on New Zomber all of a sudden, who honestly has not dropped a game until grand finals, and it really goes to show that being continue to push forward here. Got in the Mordex. Honestly, this Mordex might be the play as we move forward. Going back to Demon Island, let's see how it works out.
The Mordex has been working out beautifully so far. He has the weapon advantage and he's able to keep new Zomber off of that. The new weapon as well. He's playing at the beginning is so good right now. New Zomber is going to be able to get that spear into his hands though.
Okay. There you go. Gets a few stabby stabs going on with the spear. Oh, that's big. Okay, doesn't keep the pressure up, but still puts a little bit of fear into new Zomber, letting them know that, hey, you can't just come out here and expect to get all this damage for free. You got to be on top of your game.
You do indeed. New Zomber has been able to turn this around after a rough start. He's already looking for those signatures. He's looking for the recoveries. He's looking for the finishing blow. Very good attempt for a read there, but it's not going to be connecting. And Issa is just going sidelight after sidelight after sidelight, but he's not finding any kind of read after it. You need an end light, dude.
Well, okay, that seemed to work. Gets the stock out of the way, but yeah, it looks like they're kind of getting a little bit desperate with some of their conversions that they're trying to go for. So they definitely got to dial that back here a little bit because Issa, I feel like, listen, even though they're down to stock, they got that scythe in hand, and this scythe has been a game changer for them.
Yeah,
What'd I say?
100%.
What'd I say?
Yeah. Completely evened out again, and he is going to be keeping that scythe, as you mentioned. I feel like the gauntlets are also very, very strong. You could have a discussion of which one is stronger, but the only thing we need to know is that this Mordex pick is doing wonders for him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the scythe has definitely been a huge boon to that. But there we go, great weapon toss into the spear, but now Issa controlling the stage. But not for long. Both these guys kind of resetting the neutral back and forth here.
Oh, that's so big. I think he might have had double D-Light there. Doesn't even matter. It's so much damage either way. Tries to find the D-Light, gets the side sig instead, and he is going to be closing off that stock relatively shortly. Now Issa again on their Torment stock, and you Zomber, I would still be nervous here. You don't want to lose everything you've built up just to go back to another best out of 5. And Issa, let's see if the flame inside of him is strong enough still.
I feel like New Zomber has gotten their confidence back. That was definitely an unfortunate mishap at the end of Game 4. But I feel like they're not losing too much out of this.
Yeah, the GC could have gotten such a massive punish there. He's not able to utilize all of that potential, but he's still going to get a good chunk of damage. He needs to get this stock off now.
All right. There we go. Getting that scythe gameplay in here. Has stage control. That's in the red too. Oh, goes for a huge sig. Not gonna be able to get the hit that they need. And Zomber gonna get some good damage out of that for themselves. Now in that really dark orange, basically red at this point. And surviving that too. Ugh.
Oh, and he managed to find the D-Light combo onto the sword now. Oh, a recovery would have been the knockout. He goes for the Seer instead. That should be it. He has no options left. Scratch it. He goes back and he touches this twice. Make it 3 times. Issa refuses to go down. The fight is not over, Skiff. He just refuses to get knocked out.
Issa has to play perfectly if they want to find the reset here. Oh, missing that recovery. Unfortunate position. Or not the recovery, excuse me. There we go, though. That's going to be it, as new Zomber will be your PlayStation Fight Night Invitational Brawlhalla champion. Congratulations. That was a fantastic set.
Well played. Well played. What an amazing tournament we've had, and what a great showing from both of these contestants. New Zomber and Issa, man. This has been so entertaining. The rematch that we wanted, but maybe not the one we deserved.
It's definitely, listen, it was a fantastic match, though. Knowing that we weren't going to be getting another 3-0 in New Zomber's favor, and showing, hey, you are indeed mortal, I think definitely awoke something in there, because they pulled out that Hattori, and then Issa still kind of like, hey, made some noise. But when it all comes said and done, New Zomber was able to hold up that crown, showing that they are indeed king of Brawlhalla today. Fantastic gameplay, man. Just
also,
some good stuff.
Also, the Mexican players finishing in 1st and 3rd. I just want to mention.
Yeah, no, honestly, fantastically played. Definitely showing up and showing out to represent their country.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing showing tonight. It's been a great experience to watch these games. Super, super good development of the bracket as well. I've really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely very solid all around here. Again, that's the bracket, as you can see right in front of you. New Zomber, never dropping a set, just battling like a champion the whole way through, and going to be taking that $200 cash prize for first place for all their troubles. And honestly, that's a nice little chunk of change. You can get yourself a nice fancy dinner tonight if you want, maybe pay off a bill. Hey, it's your money, your call.
You can get a very, very fancy dinner for that price indeed. Yeah. So, this has been Fight Nights at PlayStation. Thank you so much for having us. It's been an amazing experience. Again, make sure to join the Discord server if you haven't already, and check out the YouTube channel. This really is just your hotspot for everything esports. If you are interested, if you like competing, if you just want to meet a couple of new friends, watch some great gameplay, and maybe read a guide or two, this is your place, and we're very, very welcome to have you. We're very happy to have you.
Yeah, again, compete.playstation.com at the bottom there. And also, like mentioned, the Discord, definitely a very welcoming community at the moment. You can take a look at the link right here. You can join the PlayStation Tournaments Community Discord, and you can find everything that Polymonto mentioned as well. Hey, maybe you can make some good friends. So, again, make sure you get your phone out, and if you need to get a clip for that little QR code, make sure you do so. But yeah, other than that, yeah, quick mention to the YouTube, like you mentioned, youtube.com/PlayStation Esports. That's where you can catch all the VODs. If you're just tuning in, hey, we're sorry that you're a little bit late, but you can still see all the action at the bottom there. Well, other than that, I don't think there's anything else for us to say. Congratulations once again to New Zomber for taking it all home today. My name's Skiff. That's Polymonto, and we'll see you next time.
PlayStation